God, I feel like I'm the villain about to enter. Well, sure. Let me just put my Sinistro face on. One and all, what is up? Good evening. Apologies, I know a little bit later than usual, and obviously we didn't go live yesterday. That down a bit. Yeah, absolutely wild way for the week to be playing out. So yeah, I was up the hospital in the evening yesterday. Basically, mum got taken in very unexpectedly. She's now in recovery, but yeah, it's been a not so fun way to begin the week, but I'm hoping we're on a better track now. So that's why I wasn't live yesterday. That's why I'm live later today, because I had to catch up on all the work, because I was busy yesterday and a few other things, and then look after the kiddos and whatnot. So yeah, now we're going to be catching up on some of the 2v2 tournaments from Defend the Flag, Carlo's event. So there were two interesting sets that came to mind there. There was the B-Cat versus Fumpmal and Bexstar, I believe it was, and then you had the Dumu Corvinus opening set. I thought those would actually be really cool ones to check out. I'm going to harbor a guess Corvinus probably hasn't called himself Corvinus. He rarely ever bloody is called Corvinus. It's always something else. So one second, I just need to double check what his account is called, so we can get away with that. Oh, also, you know what I keep forgetting to do? Need to add that silly little widget back, don't I? Where is it? I don't have a browser source for it anymore. There you go. None of you have signed up. That's outrageous. I'm going to have to start beating people with sticks. Because that is illegal. Where do we put this? It's not wide enough to go up here. Maybe down here? Yeah, I want to see some more detecteds. He's his normal name for the tournament? Whoa. No, he did? I don't believe you. Are you lying? Oh, I see. It's because he's got the clan Noctic now, hasn't he? There you go. Thank you. I found him. Yeah, reminder, we are working with all projects all month, so if you want to support the channel for free, easy way to do so. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. Rush, thank you so much, mate. Hope your mom feels better. I think Touchwood, it's on the right track now. So yeah, like she had to have some surgery. I mean, I didn't know what the thing was that she had, but when I looked it up, let's just say it's not a nice thing at all. But I think Touchwood, again, she's through the worst of it. But thank you, man. I appreciate that so much. You're incredible. Thank you very much. But yeah, she's resting up now. I didn't go to see her today because I thought she was just going to be basically drugged up to the point that she was barely going to want to be conscious. So I'm going to be going to see her. Like, I saw her before the operation, and now I'm going to be going to see her tomorrow around midday because she's going to be in hospital for like probably about a week, I reckon. But thank you, man. That's incredible. Appreciate your support. All right, so let's get ready for the Corv set. All right, here we go. I think I've got it here. Yeah, so game one. There we go. So we'll start off with Ezra and Gully versus Dumu and Corvinus, and then we'll go into the winners set of that. Reminder, these are 2v2s, so a little bit bigger, a little bit different with the maps. Yeah. Just being a doting father, by the way, just watching my kiddos on the monitor there. Make sure they stay in bed. Otherwise, I have to beat them with a stick. Oh, wait. Did these guys get... Oh, they forgot to use the UI. One sec. This makes it a lot more annoying because I don't have a scene set up for that. Someone was a bit of a dingus. Give me a sec. I'm trying to think how I do this now. Did I have a scene that would allow us to get what we're after? I'm not sure I did. 1 second. basically there's two versions of like the team overlay. So there's one where it's like the timer thing, spoiler, is in the top corner, and there's no one where it's down there with the improved UI stuff. They didn't use the mod. They were a bit of a donkey about it. So what I need to do now is I basically need to set this up because I've got team tournament, but now I'm going to have to duplicate and switch over the UI and hope that's good enough. So give me a sec. Sorry about this, guys. It's a little bit silly. So if I hide that, I'll put team trim 2. Sorry. I thought they would just be, using the mod like they were meant to. So I kind of got ambushed for this. So bear with me one sec. Oh, where did I store? Sorry, I've got to drag the assets across from one PC to the other now. I think. Stream stuff, AoE 4. Teams like that. Yeah, I can't be asked to make one with score overlay, so we'll just have to sacrifice that element. But like, the least I can do is get it set up so you guys can see everything correctly. So if I go like this, I think this one's correct. Oh, wait a second. That's not the right one. I have two subtly different ones, but it does make it better. I think. Was it that one? And then... Oh, actually, you know what? I have an easy solution, I just realized. For a start, let's actually make it the right size. That doesn't look that scuffed, right? I mean, the more annoying thing is now I need to figure out where the hell I go again. Dude, I am constantly being moved around. Oh, I just realized the overlay order of things. Sorry, guys. I thought like we weren't meant to need to do live production alterations, but as needs must. There you go. You guys exist again. Oh, where the bloody hell do I go? I don't, apparently. Like that, maybe? I can get in the way of the map. That's going to get annoying, isn't it? I mean, the alternative is I'm floating head over here. Is that better or worse? Floating head's better, right? Because I think it's cluttered too much otherwise. There we go. I think that's good enough. That's good enough. All right, let's get ready to go. Apologies, we are now ready to get underway. All right, so game number 1 of the Ezra Gully versus Dumu Corvinus series here. This is upper bracket. This is the Defend Your Flag tournament, so $1,000 prize pool on the line. And an interesting combo, actually. Like, you got the babies versus the oldies now, I guess is the way that works. Also, the combos. Dumu with John plus Abbasids is kind of intriguing. Abbasids usually is the type of Civ I'd expect to see in 3v3 meta. 2v2 meta, historically, not so much. But we have to remember that this Civ has now been buffed, right? They just made the alterations with the Golden Age and everything else, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a drastically different Civ than it was before, if I'm not mistaken. Because I assume that patch already went live, right? Or is that just patch notes? If it isn't live, there is huge changes coming to the Abbasids. There's huge new changes to the wings. The Golden Age has been altered as well. It's pretty curious. And wait, don't spoil anything or I'll beat you with a stick. But yeah, so we're doing a mixture. We'll probably be doing a mixture of live games and catch-up games just because we weren't live yesterday to catch the games. So just be mindful of that. But Rack's coming out. So Gully, okay, so he's going to be getting HRE Dark Age Opener. Do you guys like these stats up here or do you prefer them hidden? And also I just realized we've got floating scores, so let me just get rid of those two. Whoops. Wait, where is score? I was at the top, isn't it? I didn't clock that the whole time. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've heard from people before they just don't like seeing this. Like it's overwhelming for them. It's interesting actually because they did add in a lot of new things. So you can see the idle TC time, for example. You can see. I'm assuming is that full collected? That's full collected, right? But like looking at the two Civ choices that matter here, it's going to be French and Jean, right? They're going to be the tempo setters, while the others are going to be bulking infantry for a push. HRE is not too bad, though. Like, you know, with the Aachen behind them, you can kind of buff up Archer plus Spears. But I wouldn't write off for Bastards, considering the quality of their troops is better with military camp. And military... let's see. Have we got the new one? Yeah, there you go. It is new. It is already live. This is on the new batch. Administration wing. So this is a big change now. Passively provides 50% plus on an effect of all Golden Ages. And you have new techs like the city planning one. One thing that I need to test, has anyone had a chance to test this? The city planning thing with, the way it works is that your buildings gain 8% health and 8% work rate for each adjacent similar building. Work rate refers to what? I think they donkeyed up with that pretty bad, right? Because where do we ever use the term work rate? Is this production rate? Is this gathering rate? Or is work rate meant to be both? Because my immediate thought when I read this change is that if that's the way it works, I'm building 4 mills next to each other and then building farms around them. But I'm assuming it's not... Okay, so it's not gather. It's a bit ass then. It's not that good. I mean, production rate's not too bad, though, overall. Like, what, you stack... Well, yeah, because you can plus out the archeries and whatnot. So, like, you have 3 archeries next to each other. I guess it is decent. It's like half of Military Academy. And then, what's the other? Yeah, you get siege bonus and increased construction in the field. And then they put Grand Bazaars in there still. They also did introduce Algebra, which gives you resources for all the military techs that you've researched so far. And they got rid of proselytization entirely. Because nobody ever in the history of ever cares about that ability. It's such a cool... I'm kind of upset they got rid of it because it's a cool idea, but it just doesn't fit. For those who don't know what proselytization was, it was the thing that let your monks individually walllow units. So they would basically function like monks from Age of Empires 2. The flaw of that ability is when you're talking about a tech that you get in Imperial Age, you're already likely going to be 200 pop by the time you're using that ability. So at that point, you're not wallowing to get a unit. It's not +1 for you, -1 for your opponent. It's just -1 for them. You might as well have a real unit. You still play OE4? Not anymore. You used to play very well. How long ago are you talking about? I don't feel like I played that much on the stream in the past. Maybe in the ultra early days. Yeah, I just don't really find time to play it. I spend so much time casting it, right? I want to try and strike a better balance of that with other games moving forward. Like, I talked about doing Deadlock Clubcast, but then, like, you know, balance playing it. The reason I'm not doing it with AoE4 is just because I just cast so much of it, you know what I mean? Also, I feel like at this point, people have come to this channel expecting to see high pro tier play, and they probably would be a bit underwhelmed by me learning the game because I may have all the theory in my head and understand decently what these guys are doing in their plots and strats, but there's a very big difference between the ability to understand, the ability to execute. And, like, the thing I always describe is muscle memory. Like, the muscle memory, I say archcasts are a lot more muscle memory than people realize. And if, you know, if you think about me putting 4,000 plus hours into casting this game but not playing it, I just don't have the muscle memory embedded yet. So I just trip up a lot on the way. The hair looks green? I think your TV just needs updating. Let me go get a monitor sponsor. Wait, did he go eco? Yeah, he did. He's going trip TC. This wasn't really what I was expecting in this game. I thought this was going to be one of those bulk and go type games. On the other side, Gully's going to be what? He's aggroing. I thought... Yeah, so like when you see Moi TC here, do you not think about maybe fast castling as yellow? Because now the pressure is on. You need to really find an in. But how do you easily find an in into like triple Abbasses stacked on top of each other? Don't kid yourself. We'd love to see people struggle. True. Maybe I just don't want to give those haters the ammunition. Nah, I don't care about them. I don't know. It's like, I think part of it is the thing that I realized very early on with AoE4, and I chose to be careful with. Every time I start playing a game, a competitive game, I take it seriously, and then I look to improve to that serious degree. But the problem is, when I look back at my fondest memories of each of those games, it's not the sickest play, the Gigastrat, it's the innocence of the stupidity. So when I talk about Dota, I always reference the early days where I was chopping through trees and not hitting creeps and missing out on XP and just doing stupid stuff. Because, like, we're going to come in behind him and kill the guy. Spoiler alert, it took us 4 minutes to chop through the trees and he killed us. But it was so memorable and so fun. I was the same with Apex, just monkeying around, dropping on 20+ people, taking down a few and then dying. It's weird because then when I start learning the meta and learn the strategy, learn what I should do, the goofiness doesn't get to exist, I feel like. I don't know if anyone else has this. It's like when you know how to play versus when you don't. When you don't know how to play, you just enjoy what you're doing. But when you know how to play, you now know that you're doing the wrong thing. Does that make sense? It's a weird feeling. I think I'm worried that if I play AoE4, it will do that to me. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Overthinking it? Good words. So Trip TC now, and I'm assuming, what, FC? Oh no, he's actually adding in units. I was about to say, it's going to be Cam Archers. Okay, this is cool. We actually saw this on day number 1. Cav Archer plus Night Strat, very, very strong. That, in particular, thrived with French plus Japan. We saw it also with Jin Dynasty plus French, surprisingly enough. But they're barreling towards the French player, which I kind of understand the thought process behind. You have to be very careful diving because this isn't French, this is Jean. It's more dangerous because if you fluff the dive, it's not enough you've done some damage, it's Jean getting XP. That's a whole different approach than going after a French player in his base. But also, a lot of stone being gathered, so I think just emplacements coming out. Dumu's not going to be greedy and join the TC party. I do like the idea of what Gully's trying to do, right? It's like, it's very hard to play tempo when you've got an infantry part to the comp, especially when your opponent's doing cam archers, but you have to remember they have got marching drills. H3 is one of the better infantry civs at doing this because... Dimu, nice shuffle away. Nice start going to be there to mirror the move. And, oh, don't A-click the mill. Cursed. -1 knight there. Nicely done. Gets away. Look what's prepping, though. Cam Archer's count is going up. Now, why this is important. Cam Archers don't die easily to Archers in small quantities. And on top of that, Spearmen do. Cam Archers get double damage against Spearmen. This is what has me worried. Because normally when you play Knight Civs, you're supporting players meant to provide the protection against anti-cap. That's exactly what Corvinus is doing. It's really crafty, actually. It's easy to forget about Cam Archers, but makes so much sense. 11 base damage, double that against Spears. Means it only takes you, what, 5 hits to kill a Spearman. So in terms of count, he's already there. It's an insta-kill. With 150 HP, it's not something that dies easily. You said you're done very full after that you came back? Yeah, I need to start planning the next element that I said, which is to, like, you know, have AoE 4 days and have other days. I've been so overwhelmed with other stuff, I haven't really been able to do that. But I'm hoping things calm down soon. Nice. Ooh, does get in the turret. Army's reacting now. I love this idea coming out from orange and yellow. Like, if they try and kite around it, eventually this army's going to be much bigger than theirs. Nice break on the tower. One worker going down. John just arrowing at the back of this. The Cam Archer's starting to get sniped on too. A few Spearmen coming in from behind for Corvinus. Going to be a forced retreat here. XP-wise, Dumu's doing pretty well. Divine Restoration, big deal there. 150 HP, a lot of a health pool to be healed with that. And nice snipage. That's all Spearmen removed. And now the chase is on. Oh, guys, this is bad. This is really bad. Jean is just as quick as these archers. You can't turn around for a second or she will catch up and you will still die and give her XP. That's why you just keep running. There's going to be a bit of pepper fire there. Baits the spearman out again. I mean, can we be real about the state of the game now? Like, work account is sitting at what? Wait, did you see work account? This menu doesn't have work account? That's stupid. Okay. This is why you don't use the baseline capture age team. How is there nothing for villages? Right, so basically, Dumu, for example, is on 37 villages, but Corvinus is on 67! And I have got 16 more people. What's up, Yegem? Appreciate the raid, bud. Hope you had a good stream. Yeah, I feel like we're in death cycle here, you know? This is so hard to win. After that initial engagement, because John's about to get level 3, and there it is, triggers in, they're dead. 07s. Because unless I click on Gully and Ezra and see attack up, which I do not, this is about to turn into a counter push. How many vills? Probably 69 now. 71! I missed the 69. I failed you guys. Yeah, death push begins to the other side of the map. Nice idle time being achieved there. Corvinus doesn't have wheelbarrow. Classic free TC Abbasid guy right there. But he's got troops to reflect it. And also has got farms coming in. Like, they're just locked in. What could have been done different? I think maybe more flank raids coming in is what was necessary. Or the alternative is you try to just counter pressure into Corvinus. But it feels like most people, when they see that one player's TC booming, you intentionally target the knight player on the team. Because the idea is you'll eventually scale a crap load more knights than they can ever have. And then you dive the 2 or 3 TC player because they'll have way too many villagers to keep safe. The problem here is they didn't get enough damage done onto the French knight player. And thus they never got to the point where they could dive the TC boom. Yeah, just good defensive posturing by Dumu. Essentially welcomed them in and exploit the fact that French might be a little bit more risk than John in this situation. Simply because of the fact that John benefits from those weird little brawls. Cool. Now teching up. Wait, is that the new one? It is. It's an administration wing. Here we go. Got to get that 50% increase efficiency for 22.5% Golden Age effect. Also, Camel Riders, I heard rumors that the Camel Riders 15% damage buff, because they changed the Golden Age system here, is bugged and is more like 40% with the administration. So, I don't think we're going to get to see it though. This game looks pretty much decided with this fight. Ezra's going to start trying to retrieve. He's got barely any knights left. Gully's entire army has been erased. And that is going to be game 1. Locked in the bag for the expats. Yeah, I think they're called, was it Sweden Hungary or UK Hungary in the end? Whatever. It's one man angry with Brexit and one man sick with paprika. Gets the win. All right. G1. Pretty straightforward. Didn't really feel like it had a true tug and pull to it. It's just, they were looking for a shot that they never hit. And that's the gamble you go to when you're up against like 2 TC, 3 TC builds. This is from yesterday? Yeah, some of these are from yesterday that we're going to be watching. Because, like I said earlier, I had to basically rush up the hospital and was waiting for news all day because my mum got rushed in an emergency. So that's where I've been. So I didn't catch these live. And honestly, some of these matchups felt criminal not to catch. So we're fixing that. Ah, they have switched to the correct UI. Good, good. That's weird. Looks different, but it is better. Thank you, Mars. Yeah, I think, hopefully, we're now past the worst of it. No. Just trying to keep a positive mindset for it all. All right. One and all, welcome back to the 2v2 tournament going on featuring top pros right now. And we've got a fun one here. Dumu and Corvinus have teamed up. That's right, the Hungarian and the Brit coming together. And what a combo they've got. You've got Dumu in the purple playing as the Malians. And Corvinus is going to be on his fabled Knights Templar. This man, this is becoming his signature pick. He's innovating at a rate that no one else can match with this Sith. And they are going to be looking to put the kids to bed early. That's right. Gully Deckle in the yellow on the Ottomans, and his teammate is none other than Ezra in the orange on the Ibids. These two are youngsters, still in school, so they're going to learn or teach. It's going to be a case of one side either learns they need to retire, or the other one learns they've still got a lot to stay in school for. Yeah, interesting combo as well. Ibids Ottomans, very aggressive, while Malian's Knights Templar, greedy and defensive, right? How's your mother? Hope she's okay. I think she's going to start feeling better now. I think that's the important part. It's been a rough first half of the year. I'm hoping now is finally the turn point. Fingers crossed. But 2TC coming from Corvinus. Dumu is going to be going for the Manta Quarry. I don't know, man. Like, who's going to play the aggressor? There's no way both of them greed, right? That would be kind of insane. You have to assume that one of them is going to have to distract. I would assume it is going to be Dumu, because you can scale into Sofa. If you look on the other side, like Ezra, Gully, they don't have heavy cav. They do have Desert Raiders, but the tricky thing about Desert Raiders, they can block the Sofas, but they can't easily dive a TC, even with Dervish support. You are correct. If you get Imam plus Dervish together, that AoE overlap, I'm pretty sure they target as individual heal types, so you can get both of them plussing at the same time, which is pretty nuts. It looks like Ezra's going for an FC build. Yeah, no other reason you want to outpost like this, right? I mean, it could be that he wants to raid still, but I'm not seeing any stables drop whatsoever. And Gully, he is going to be going double military schools, so gradual build up into the field army. Still, this is really good, actually, for the Southside team. The Team Hungary UK. The problem with the Germans here is now you're not really putting your best foot forward to try and punish people. Like, this is an insanely loose TC. And Corvinus doesn't really have to worry about it getting shut down or slapped down anytime soon. Also, what the hell is that spawn? Look, I know him and Marine Lord are best buds, but come on. What? Not just that one, the third one. I mean, it's upside downsides, right? Like, if your opponent's going to full attack like this, well, not like this, but more than this is cursed. But this is pretty light so far. Like, Dumu, he's going to have to think about adding in someone else. Archery Ranger's coming. These are only passive spears, by the way. He went military schools quite quickly. Nez, he's going to go for the tech up. Desert Raid is on the way. It's going to be military ring reinforcement. Gully's not trying to prep the same way, though, right? And what's he doing with his 0 points? He goes for the field work, so they have got the double heal strap. The problem is, the way they're approaching it doesn't feel like it uses the double heal strap, guys. Yeah, because think about the logic here, right? Like, where double heal is most powerful is when you're trying to use it in Feudal Age early. If you have to wait now and go castle and drag it down the line, I'm a little bit worried about the opportunity for the Ottomans here. Another big problem here, guys, is look at the spawn pattern. Because Gully spawned next to the 2TC player, but they want to attack the Malian player, it puts him further out of position. Right? It feels like it's taking him a lot longer to actually lap towards the base they want to attack. That's not a great position to find yourself in. The pilgrimage has begun for Corv. Do a little bit of fast forward again. And we are getting military wing in just 30 seconds, so that's when the aggression should start to ramp up. Desert Raiders will do a good job of handling the Sofa, but they will struggle if the archer count gets too high. So far, Ben doesn't have many. Yeah, Purple only with 5. Nice snipe there. Make it 4. That was a cheeky little hop in, actually. Yo, what do you guys think? One's if you think Dumu and Corvinus will win this. Two's if you think Ezra and Gully will. Because we got FC. Corvinus is now in castle already. Bloody, you didn't even see it. It doesn't show on the UI. And he went for Castile. That's a sick read. Did he know it was Desert Raider wing? He must have. It's super effective here. Like, you wouldn't really want to do Castile against Ottomans because they have Sipahi, right? That's a bit risky. But against Desert Raider spam, it's sick. And yeah, good read there. Ezra is going for Cam Lancers because Desert Raiders here would be a waste. Genitors, remember, are basically horseback javelins. So Desert Raiders get destroyed by them. Like, when you're playing... It's actually weird that he even went military wing for this reason, by the way. When you're playing against Malians, you typically don't build any Desert Raiders, at least in 1v1s. Because This unit is range tag with 0 ranged armor. They melt to javelin type units. And Korf, he's building the Genitors. Genitors such a meme unit? I don't know, man. It's been looking kind of okay recently. It's still a little bit underwhelming, I'd say, but like I don't think it's as critically bad as it was when we started to pile on it originally, you know? Like it's gotten a bit better. Maybe not as much as it should, but it's getting there. And you still have that powerful ability where you buff damage and heal around sacred sites. That's a big deal. So is this Grand Fulani. Less of a deal is the amount of cows he's dealing in. 6 on the Fulani is not looking too good. That's a Finlani. Especially when that's coming. Hello, golly. Death push galore. Cam Lancer's here to support, so he's just going for a big Archer ball. Yeah, adding in a few extra Sipahi. A lot of Spearmen as well. So full infantry comp out of the Ottomans, which is a bit weird. You'd be expecting Ottoman players usually to want to get their cavalry, but it makes sense with these roles. Cam Lancers can just charge Genitors forever. Yeah, but that's why you have Sofa, right? Sofa's just meant to blob, but I think they need something more like Gonzo's. I think that the problem here is he could have went Angevin Spears, but because he's not the player being attacked, like this is where there is a pivot choice in game strat in team games, right? If they were attacking Corvinus, he could hunker down, play Angevin Spears, and he has heavy Spearmen. It's perfect against these opponents. But because they're attacking Dumu, your Spearmen are way too slow to arrive. So I actually like the thought process here. And oh my god, Sipahi nerf actually working. Look, guys, look at that. Sipahi are actually balanced now. They lost to Genitors. They lost to range units. Can we get a Sipahi buff, please? I don't think anyone's buying what I'm selling. Ooh, go kill the cow, kill the cow, kill the cow. Okay, he's just burning through the ranches. And there we go. Switches a few over. Nicely done. 3 is the correct number because it takes 3 hits to kill a cow. So lames the cows. But the Genitor... I mean, guys... This is kind of worrisome how quickly the spear count's going down. Especially when you know there are Castle Age Sofas coming soon. I don't know, man. The Genitors are kind of working for me. See, this is the thing that you've always got to remember is there's a big difference between team games and 1v1s. Units that are definitely memeful become dreamful, and units that are dominant become flops. Like, think of the most beastly men-at-arms. Like, wouldn't this have been a good game for Ghoulims with the timings? Maybe if the map was smaller, but you're not going to build Ghoulims on a map this big, right? Over camels. That's coming in towards the base, of course. He has also now got Templar Bros being produced. Target fire coming in, but the economy difference is huge here, right? Militarily, Ezra and Gully ahead, for sure. But you really just need to grasp the true length of the economy. It's not just a 15-worker lead. It's the fact that they've also got a Fulani, which is now going to start stacking for. It's a scary position to be in if you're the kiddos. So they just have to keep that pressure up or find a way of getting eco themselves. We should have relics coming home, though, right? Yeah, 3 relics secure. None elsewhere? Doesn't look like it, no. Unless Corvin is set up. But I don't think he did. Any monastery? No. So far, it is just being secured by the Ibids, which is pretty damn nice. That's where you want to be at. Mali have 17 villages? Wait, you're right. Nah, that's fine. Guys, he's got... Oh my god, dude. I've got to get used to this UI. Do you know what it is? It's because I look at the center, I'm like, that's not too bad. This just happened, though. I'm an idiot. I'm not paying enough attention, man. They were ahead, right? I'm not imagining... They were ahead like a minute ago. Sorry, I need to be paying more attention to that. How did I miss that many work, dude? Can I hire a vodka, please? In my defense, it's been a long day. Oh my god. Dude, I want to go refresh, restart. I mean, he must have been left alone, right? I think it's smart by them to understand that, like, you'll eventually die to the Genitors, but you won't fast die, you know what I mean? So, like, basically what must have happened here is they just bum rush the TC constantly. He can only protect 15 workers, and then Bob's your uncle. Bloody hell. 30 worker losses. Oh, no, no, the army. Come on. All right, Corva's going to have to carry this. Dumu's a corpse. God damn. And what's up, TMG? Wait, he gave a prime sub 2 minutes ago. It's his fault we missed it, Nah. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. Dumu just doesn't exist as a player in this. God, I feel so bad for not catching that. Sorry, guys. Wow. Corv's like, it's fine, though. I'm just going to get a bunch of stone. My base won't be diveable. I'm not going to have the same problems you do. Imagine you're shooting the team call on that. And Corv's like, it's okay, Ben. I'll carry you. And Dumu's like, it's fine. I'll do better than you in the 1v1 tournament. Nah, he would say that. But you feel like insecurity, you must feel where you're like, I am being slightly carried at this point. But this is the trust dynamics, right? When you do a greedy play like Corvin's done, someone's going to have to take the hit. That's by design to an extent. Like, if Dumu was French, this would have happened in a different way. The good thing is this is kind of a better Civ to have this happen with. Because he may have lost all the villagers, but that's where the cows make up the difference. So he just crams them all into the ranches. And it isn't going to make him whole, but it's going to make him viable again. God, this army is so big already, though. And we have got 19 Janissaries. But guys, the Janissaries, that's great for the Genitors. Genitors destroy Janissaries. We do it from a very brisk and safe range. The annoyance is the amount of micro required. Dive coming in. Knights. Wait. They don't even protect them. They meant to let the range units out first. They turn around now for the choke point. Genitors needs to be split fire here onto the back line of Janissaries. Only 19 HP, and these Genitors, they do 16 damage with the camel debuff now coming in, impacting them a tiny bit. They're down to plus 0.4 damage. And the crossbow's gone as well. Please tell me Ben's got the workers. No, he hasn't. He's down to 21 workers again. Come on. Run! Run! Wait, he's booking it. He left one worker in the TC. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. You'd think he'd be hiding in the town center this whole time, but he can't afford to be idle. Idle hands invite the devil. I don't know why I'm quoting scripture. Archer's now trying to clear out the spearmen. A few Genitors still poking at those Janissaries. Smart choice there. The villagers, though, did he get a glimpse? I think he did. I think he knows. He sees the lumber camp. He moves around, and now he sees them again. Run! Shh, 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 shh. One villager is alive in that town center. And he's burning onto the ranch again. And no, the workers! Ben, wake up. Ben, wake up. Ben, wake up! Okay, they're napping Perma right there. There's a lot going on right now. I feel like if I tuned in the stream, Dumu's just got a razor out. He's just making sure he's trimmed all the way down top. That was wild. He was busy microing over here, I assume, right? Like the archers, because he had a few left over, so he's helping on the fight there, but comes at a heavy cost. Dumu down to 9 workers at 18 minutes. Or more commonly known as the Bronze 1 build order. Bless him, but not by choice. No, he's just been butchered into the ground. Oh my god. Now the bow. Mate, someone needs to get a double-sized fridge here. All right, we're going to have a lot of rotten beef at this rate. You know that part where I said the Fulani would make him whole? At this point, you ask Corvinus to come drop castles in your base and move all of his economy into your base. When he's like, that doesn't sound like a good deal. You go, dude, I've got like 7,000, 8,000 food on the ground here for you. Come on, deal. The Corvus stable on his side, right? He's got double castle forward. They do need to do something about the sacred site timer, though. We're down to 7.5 minutes. This will creep up on you fast. And the amount of spearmen out of Corvus is crazy. That's freaking... He's going full Hamtaro. I mean, kind of makes sense. You need raw numbers. The only thing you could really afford to get the number quantity to compete with 2 players versus your 1. Because, let's be totally real, Ben's role in this is non-existent. I think the only thing you can afford to build is archers. I'm not saying that just because you see them now, but it's more the thought process of, if you're Dimu, you can't afford to replace losses. So what you need is the thing that's unlikely to die in the fight, so it's going to be the backline. And that's why, that's the other reason why Corvinus is now just spamming crap loads of spearmen. He's prepping crossbows as well, though, which I like. Especially now that we're seeing a switch up. Gully Deco going into men-at-arms now. 2 TC from him. Gully, what points did he go for? Okay, so he got the extra military schools. He did pull the Janissaries points. He's got Mehmed. He's got another point coming in soon. Probably going to be going for advanced academies. That's usually what we see out of Ottoman players. And 2 TC. Dimu's finally done it. Guys, if they... Is anyone else getting flashbacks to Dimu versus Voldemar? The down by like 60, 70 villager Malian game. This is eclipsing that. This is a step further. Because in that game, he still had the Fulani and like 30 or 40 villagers. This time, he's raw just down. He's a free cow right now. He's got 18 workers. Ezra aging up. Is he? Oh, he's prepping for it, you mean? Yeah, he's got 26 on gold. He'll be going imp soon. He took the good option with the Desert Raider choice, right? So probably Growth Wing here would be really smart. Just get your hands on that extra gathering rate built into your units. Alternatively, you could go Adabegs to make your army the best possible. Oh my god, the speeds. It's the retreat. He's trying to drag them away from Dumu's base. You notice that, guys? Back towards the castle, but also away from Ben, who's in full recovery mode right now. Yeah, it's like he broke both legs, both arms. Partial fracture of the spine. Gonna be in recovery for like a few years. Oh god, no, don't. No, this is coming in to just stomp on his nuts. Please stop. There's right, going straight after the infrastructure. That's actually good for Dimu. Yeah, it still hasn't triggered an age up. You always chose the circle? I know about that, but I also know there's a bunch of bugs. Like, for example, Ezra, the House of Wisdom thing meant that he wasn't showing text correctly earlier. There's also some weird ones, like, for example, and this is even on 1v1 capture age, Corvinus, if he was to tech up with the second TC, then it wouldn't track in the UI at all. That exists in the official capture age as well. Fun things. Great Bombard's coming in now. He did pull the point. Interesting. Is he going for it? Yes! Desert Citadel's now on the way. I thought he'd be going to Unclamps, but I always forget this tech is Imperial Age, weirdly enough. That's the one that decreases damage received from gunpowder. But he is going to have the +1/+1. He also does have extra range on his crossbows, remember? He's keeping it repaired. Not much stone left in reserve, though. Corvinus aggressively repairing and burning through so much of his reserve. Dimu needs to be careful. Misposition, lose that army once, and you're out on the sideline watching for the rest of the game. And it won't be a long one. Cam Lancers would dive again. Any tech ups coming in? Doesn't seem like it. This is pretty nice for Dimu, though. Like, if they can just hold them on that one location, he gets back in the game. Like, think about it this way. Compared to just a few minutes ago, he's 3 times better off already. He was down to 9 workers when we last really emphasized it. And that was only, like, I want to say 4 or 5 minutes ago. Well, mathematically, it was like 6. The point is, though, he's getting back in the game quickly. But the camel lancers, oh my dear god. 49 camels and counting. Man goes in the choke point, though. Corvinus trying to pull off a miracle. Target fire is going to come towards him. He goes after the archers. He doesn't care about siege-to-siege trades right now. He's got more siege workshops producing right now just to get the mangoes out. It's all about his spearmen. But his spearmen are flopping dead. Cam lancers break through. He cannot hold the area. And the crossbows now exposed as well. A valiant idea, but in the end, 50 camels will be too high. Castle going down. This game looking like it will reach its conclusion. Oh my god. The good news for Dumu, he got a good fight on the side at least. He actually won against the Camels. The bad news is Corvidus may be incapable of carrying any longer. Yeah, he got erased. I mean, his economy is still in good standing. That's the leg they stand on here, right? Still got 91 workers. Still got double castle producing more pilgrims to generate gold. The mango line is still an issue here, guys. Because now, if Dumu's only counterattack is to have archers, what do you do? Gully is indeed on his way into the Imperial Age. Gully Deckle with the Istanbul Observatory. He could even think about just rushing adjustable crossbars here, to be honest with you. Probably won't. Usually when Altman players go imp, they're not going to build mangoes anymore. They're immediately going to be thinking about great bombards, right? So why waste money on the mango upgrade? Step away quick enough here. Slow siege into the base begins. They've already dealt with a big strong point defense, so you can't try any shenanigans around it now. People. Cam Lancer count is still strong at 36. The meta arms is a pretty cool idea actually from Gully. Your opponent has archers and spears, and you're about to get elite meta arms. It's the perfect way to just break it. Not that you really need it. Like, he could have just focused on backline, just focusing on all Janissary, all Archer, because realistically, if you have those two things together this far ahead, Cam Lancer should carry, but Corvinus has one more trick up his sleeve. It would work if there wasn't still 35 Cam Lancers, but he's going to try it. He's gone Sprinklers, mass Sprinklers. His own base becomes the tomb for any assaulters. Problem is, they're taking the correct approach, the slow burn. Bombard's moving a bit deeper. Actually goes to the castle straight away, Springles. Trying to shoot through here. Only a few minute arms, weirdly enough. Yeah, oh my god, that's why the Cam Lancers! We're not going to miss this one. Not this time. They jumped straight on top of Dumu. And that archer army is going to get erased. A few minute arms will just draw fire, allows him to retreat here. A few surfers coming out, not going to be good enough to snipe out the siege. The Cam Lancers, they're back, No, Norv! He stepped out of the base! Ezra now splitting attention between attacking both of the players on the south side team. Springles have to fully retreat. Chase continues. The choke point is griefing him hard. And it looks like the old men may get put out to pasture. Springle count down to just 9 now. Great Bombard continues the siege. Cam Lancers have reset. Count now down to 26. Ezra is definitely taking losses. He's struggling to keep up the pacing. But Gully can carry the torch. He can even throw the food over to help his teammate get into the next stage. There's an option here. History's repeating. Templars losing to Saladin. It always comes to the same, doesn't it? This is like these are the remnants of the Knights Templar retiring in Constantinople, only to have this happen. Whoops. And once these two have dealt with these lads, they'll turn on each other. If you think about it, actually, you kind of got all the right civs. I mean, you could have got a Bastards, sure, but you know what I mean? Like, these civs all are in a region where you could kind of... Mali's a bit of a stretch being on, like, west side of Africa, right? But maybe... You know, if the Knights Templar can get people from France, England, all that, we can accept the Malians came all the way to the Middle East for this. Horseman strat now from Corv's cool idea. Problem is, your opponent has got a quadrillion Janet. No, only 9. Oh, he went back into mass archers. He's pivoting now, though. It's when he went mass archers, considering he never elited them. Genitors was the right idea. It totally... Guys, Genitors almost delivered the win. The problem was that Dumu did not build 5 to 8 towers to protect his workers. He should have built a base maze of towers, like that very old school tower defense game. You know, the one Soldiers TD or whatever? That was the issue. Totally winnable game. If Dumu... And he should have just built the other... I'm memeing hard here, guys. We're going to go back at the end of this just to action replay the moment where he gets jumped. Because I feel bad for not catching that. So we will capture that. Cam Lancers again on the archers. At this point, they've divided it into a 1v1 and a 1v1, and they are just miles ahead in both. Yeah, Springel's front lining is... Guys, you're meant to keep these things away from me. But they counter melee. I don't understand. Yeah, but you stick an archer in front of 3 spearmen and don't move, right? Like, it's so tough. Now, camped underneath the primary TC. Nowhere left to run and hide here. He has to vacate the main base. The Cam Lancers are partying hard on Dumu's corpse. This time, he has got a lot of workers. It's just the lack of line. It's kind of the bigger problem here. And that is going to be Corvinus landmarks to be sniped. I mean, they have to go north for the fortresses, and then they have to eliminate both players' landmarks. Getting rid of the primary TC, a big boon here. Because now you can cut off the pilgrimages as well. 6 cows on 1 ranch? Look, it's cover fire. Someone's going to go down, they're going to take their place. This right here, this is just your standard subway train in London, okay? We're at capacity, we're still going to cram more in there. Oh, now they're going off the primary TC. Yeah, this is looking cooked. I mean, it has for several minutes. Damn. Kiddos are the educators today. It's like one of those weird reverse day things where the teachers are sitting and the kids are teaching at the front of the class. They need to be careful now. Dumu and Corvinus maybe in 1 game going up. This is best of 3. They slip up once, they are gone. Because I definitely don't in this one. 100 eco advantage. And 3 times the military. What do you reckon happened? It must have just been a straight up Camel Lancer dive. We were so busy thinking about like the dynamics of, I think it was Knights Templar we were talking about at the time. We just didn't clock it. But we're going to go back and catch in the replay after this. 5 out of 10. What? The math? GG gets called. Game 2 goes to the kiddos. All right, 1 sec, guys. I'm going to reload that. I'm going to restart that game, actually, and we're going to catch the moment. You guys remember it's about 10 minutes, right? Was it 10? Sounds a bit early. All right, so let me update the score because we know the scores now. Oof. So, we're going to keep an eye on Dumu's base. We know that Ezra's in castle when it happens. I don't know what I was distracted by at the time. Do you guys remember? I think it was like we were looking at the economy of Corv and thinking about what he could do. But yeah, some of the games we'll be watching will be live. Some of them will be replays. Nature of the beast. We're looking at spear killing cows. No, we weren't. That was later. We missed a really big commitment into Dumu's base that cost him everything. He basically survived with just the workers inside the TC. Should you be able to select where you want the timeline? Tell me about it. We should just go watch Dota 2 games. Apparently no one's been cast at the EWC qualifiers. We should have done it. Damn it. Alright, so Castle comes in. Cam Lancer production begins. Corvinus starts saving up, I think, around... No, he's already up, isn't he? Yeah. And then Dumu went for the mirrored play. So here we go. It was a little bit after this, I think. All right, guys, we're just doing a quick recap of the moment where everything started to go wrong for Dumu. I believe it was right here. We were over in Corvinus' base. I think we're looking at other things elsewhere. But this Cam Lancer raid comes in. That alone is fine. What's not fine is the follow-up. Because Corvinus built these. We were watching this. We were like, yeah, these are OP. They're winning. And while we were watching this, look at the eco count. This was happening. Genitors are OP. They distract observers and casters. Oh my god. And yeah, once the archers latch onto you like this, like, you either get idle forever or you die. Right? And the Cam Lancers to follow up will always catch. So this is where he's down to 31 eco. And then Ben, yeah, he stopped moving the workers for a moment. And that's when it just goes full rip, right? Without textiles, this is what forced him all the way down to, I have a garrison of villagers and nothing else left. So that, folks, is where everything... That is the, oh my god, how did this happen moment. The kiddos prime themselves with that play. All right, so now we're going to be heading into game number 3. Let me get it up. Really shouldn't say it like that, but let me get it up. Also, can't even see my sexy ass laptop like that. You guys see these little pins I've got? I know. I'm a turncoat. They didn't have AoE 4 pins there, weirdly enough. Yeah, actually, why don't they have AoE 4 pins? Well, clearly they're going to announce Age of Empires 5 this year. That's why they didn't bother to print pins for this game. I mean, in fairness. Sounds logical. I'm loading the game now. This is indeed Carlos' tourney. So just loading into game 3 now. We're going to be going to Gorge. Both sides have Shushi. Oh, thank you, Ordinary. Now, the credit goes to Carlo for organizing this. I forgot. Dude, these guys are so inconsistent. They're using the wrong... They're using the other UI again. Oh my god. All right, one sec also, because I forgot to name that last game, didn't I? Just bloody comical. Is this the right game? 1-0. It is, yeah. There we go. Let's get ready to go. What an all! It has come down to this, a deciding game number 3. You heard me correctly, because the two kids, the youthers, the ones that are still in high school on the left side here from Germany, just took a game off of Dumu and Corvinus. Dumu, often called the gatekeeper to the top 10. Corvinus, the wacky scientist in his lab concocting all kinds of Age of Empires 4 strategies. They now have to put their heads together to come out ahead of this. Gully Deckle and Ezra have got Shushi Malians in orange and yellow. Meanwhile, it is going to be Dumu in the north playing as French in the purple. And he's teaming up with another Shushi pick, this time on his side, not against him. Yeah, Shushi pretty popular here. I'm intrigued to see what the difference is going to be, the divergence, because the role should be different, right? Like, does the Malian player play Cav as well, and then the French player does? Or does the Malian player try and play infantry and the Shushi player supports that? Very intrigued to see actually how it's going to play out, but love the idea of this map. This isn't about Meditation Garden though, right? Like, we shouldn't be seeing any Medi Garden drops. Because Meditation Garden got changed in a very weird way that I don't think it will rarely ever make sense as the first landmark. Yeah, I think they made Jiangnan a bit too good and Medi a bit too bad at the same time. But I look forward to being wrong. One thing I haven't checked with Jiangnan, by the way, has anyone else checked this? If you drop it near a waterside, does it get affected by docks? Because if it does, then Shushi almost immediately becomes one of the best civs on water, full stop. Like Holy Island, Shushi will be S tier again. I'm assuming it doesn't, because that sounds broken to me. But for those who don't know, Jiangnan did get changed a few weeks back. Now, every 2,000 resources, you generate about 600, 700 resources of units out of this thing. So when this bar, well, it's not even a bar, right? What do you call it? Circular. When this big ball fills up all the way around, when the clock goes all the way around to 12, it will spawn out a wave of troops immediately. It's very powerful, actually, for ramping up tempo. Don't love French on this map, at least early. It's hard to raid. It keeps your opponent pinned, though. And the whole idea is that you run down the flanks, and you have, think about it this way, you have double the chances to catch people on the flanks. Because there's 2 players instead of 1. It's also inherently, by having a cav sieve, your opponent can't go out onto things like deer, boar, whatever. But if instead, let's say this was a game where you were playing English, right, and doing a longbow rush, and you had maybe Byzantines too, you're probably never building cav there, right? So I'm more likely to go out to the corner here and wall myself in because I'll have more than enough time. Whenever there's cav, your mentality on it all changes. You don't feel safe doing those things. And that is an interesting placement out of Corvinus. Jiangnan Tower dropped forward here. And I assume he's going to be providing Mass Chug Spear to support Mass Knights. I guess the weird part about the placement is the walk back, right? Because, like, you're going to walk back after you place maybe 1, possibly 2 buildings. And then you're going to have to walk back out again to place new buildings. That's the only thing I don't really like here. Unless you want to maybe build a mill to hang in the area. But it doesn't look like it. I'll go walking back to the gold. Okay, so Chug Knights versus Chug. And I'm going to guess worse Knights. I actually think Gully maybe just booms, right? He's gathering wood. He's got cows coming out. I am mixed on this. Part of me doesn't like it, but also it makes sense. The problem here, guys, is he could build Sofa, but when are you ever going to beat Knights with just Sofa? Right? So if one player's building Chug, one's building Sofa, one's building Chug, one's building Knights, Chug Knights will destroy that. Because Sofa only have 2 ranged armor in the Feudal Age anyway, compared to Knights having 3. And the reason that's a big deal is it means when you get the armor upgrades, you can keep the damage always reduced down to 1 per bolt, so 3 damage from a Chug. But a Sofa is going to take 6. Also, Knights can heal, Sofas cannot. And the other details are obvious, right? But Knights hit much harder than Sofa, etc. Yeah, going to be Donzo's coming in. I wonder if he'll go for the second ranch quite fast here. He's got a lot of wood gathering, but it seems like his primary concern is just getting walls up. So, hunker down and cower mode activated. Bloody good on the food. He's out on the deer, isn't he? Yep. For good reason. Because it's no Sofa, it's no raid. Dimu can play wide, so can Corvinus. They don't have to worry about things like pro scouts or farms or whatever. They can reap the bounty of the map in a way that Gully and Ezra can't. It's the difference Knights make. It's exactly why most high-level lobbies of team games will always involve a French Knight pick. Because it is categorically the #1 effective way of securing the map. Chug are going to be rotating around slowly here. Double rack now, so lots of Donzos to come. What have we got here? So it's going to be double stables to be expected. Undermesh has already been prepped. So Dimu's like, I want to go in as soon as possible. I need to deal with it because of the Chug, but I also want to be able to get in that base ASAP. And a tree from the 4 tree line. Like this is scary, actually. I'm starting to think that Gully needs javelins here. Because Chug get wiped by jabs, right? But, you know, if you're doing Chug of your own versus Chug, it gives opportunities like that. Strike in, no reaction out. Ezra -3. Hello? Oh, no. Remember, they're essentially running a mirror here. Ezra and Corvinus are playing the same civs. So 3 villages pre-8 minutes is a big deal. Like, that's essentially an 1/8 of your potential workforce at this point. An 1/8. Because, well, you start with 6 and then, like, 8 minutes in sort of thing, right? So I guess it's more like a ninth, but you get the point. It is a noteworthy quantity. It's more than 10% workers just gone. Just like this time, they're just rallying to the same side. I think they've understood that a small lead is a big lead, and now they just want to group up for a direct fight. Dive going to be coming in here. Dumu does pull back. Chug start to arrive. Numbers are in favor of Corvinus, though. So he stands his ground. Knight's trying to bait the Donzos forward. Gets the target fire across. He's trying to open the way. Still, TC fire is a big deal here. This is a little bit ambitious. A few Donzos left over. Knight health is getting low, and was this worth it? I mean, they achieve idle time, right? If they reduce army at the same size, it's kind of okay. We have also got the Pass Guard Chug arriving. I believe a similar wave. Yeah, it literally just spawned. I think Corvin and Dimu need to maybe calm it a bit. That did feel like they had a big lead, and it was kind of tossed away. So that fight went on, let's say, a minute, right? 11 villagers gathering for a minute. That means they missed out on about 450 resources. So then you have to calculate, like, did they lose more than 400 resources worth compared to their opponent? I feel like they did. With just those extra knights going down, the Chug trade being in favor a bit of Ezra. Overall count should still be good for Corvinus, right? Because he's rushing across with more. So he's got 21 Chug right now compared to Ezra, who's sitting at 17. But, like, in terms of the way that fight happened, you saw the other wave behind. When Corv was waiting on 10 extra Chug, Ezra is only waiting on, like, 3 extra Chug. I think this is the thing that's winning them, though. Like, despite that trade not being overwhelmingly in favor of them, despite the fact they were a bigger army, the thing that is making a difference is the pocket economies. Now with a ball, that's a huge gathering rate increase. And the reason that's such a big deal is, like, you compare it over here, Ezra's on sheep. Sheep, they're going to be running out real soon. But 10 total left. Meanwhile, cows are there for Gully, but every time he clubs one down, that's less gold. That's more gold going towards extra cows, and that's also just you not transferring into your passive eco scaling. Stepping up here, the Knight's sneaking around, and hold on a second. There is a tower, but it's towards them. Gully, that position questionable. Gets in, gets the slam. -5. Oh, I can't believe that. I get the idea. Gully, he places the tower here because he'll see it coming sooner. But because he gathered away from it, it wasn't as close to deer, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to even sneak in there that fast. Great find, and now an overlap. The backstab coming in from both sides here. A break on the wall, but the tower and the Donzos does scare him out the other side. However, Dimu can heal off all that damage done. The dead workers ain't coming back there. Actually, diving in deeper. Interesting. This is a good move, actually, from Corv. You want to stay away from the orange forces, but you want to engage their reinforcements. Because you can snipe new spawns every time. This is what you can't fight, of course. Great tempo, great realization. Bro, do you not like being in base and being safe? Come on. Ay, ay, ay. It's small cuts like this that kind of run you down. Like, it isn't an exact mirror because you've got French Mali, but it matters so much between the two Shushi players, right? Because they can't really pivot that aggressively with the way they've been playing. And the other thing that then when you compare the two Civs left over that aren't the same, it always comes back to the fact that one is going to heal infinite HP, the other one cannot. And you can see Gully now taking the gambit. This is quite the gamble indeed. Dumu, however, sensed it, mirrored it. Royal Institute now on the way. This is the bread and butter of team play French. You rarely see it in 1v1s, but guys, I'll tell you now, if you watch a few 2v2s, it's making up like 80% of the games. It's just role differential, right? Like in a 2v2, you're only building knights. But in a 1v1, you're building knights and archers, maybe spears occasionally. You don't have as many knights as you would in a 2v2. Like right now, Dimu, we're 12.5 minutes in, he's already got 15 knights. That's impressive. It just means that even if you're attacking fast, you get more obvious value out of doing this. Because even when he gets castle, he's only going to build knights. Speaking of those knights, Royal Bloodlines queued up, and he's also got the veterancy on the way. They're posturing aggressively. Upgrades on the other side. What are we getting from Gully? He's got the Donzo upgrade coming in. No switching to Sofa on the way yet. He's trying to get the cows online. Problem here with the Donzos is they are going to be upgraded, but they're also still going to be very dead to Chug. Vet Chug at that, because we didn't talk about this. Corvin has snuck the age up as well. Man, that food came out of nowhere. Mountain Academy online. Because remember, Donzos, they get more HP, they get more damage. Their ranged armor doesn't change. They're still an unarmored unit against mass repeater bows. Finally. Final one to arrive in age 3. Isra has teched up. The scary part is if the dive comes in here, I mean, these are just plastic tube, guys. I think Dimmu was waiting for Raw Bloodlines, but it's still 30 seconds out. He goes to the jump. The pin from the other side. The veterancy difference is a big deal here. Nice to pull back temporarily. They go back in again. A lot of battle time being achieved. Look at the workers here and here. Ezra and Gully just do not know what to do with themselves. Let's pull back again. Raw Bloodline's now 15 seconds out. Corvus' Chug. Mostly wiped out here. He's been trying to snipe out the Gonzos. Honestly, like, if it wasn't for the idle time, I'd say pretty good for Ez and Gully. The idle time is the thing that kicks him in the nuts a bit. But considering Corvin has lost the bulk of his Chug, not bad. Especially considering he's still only producing Chug. Not for long. Palace Guard could be on the menu. The military sizing, what? Oh, wait. Why does this not show current count? There's so many questions I have about default UI for team games. This is why we can't have nice phones. Villagers creeping out for that deer again. So many knights now. Cantled Saddle's also very powerful here. In fact, Ez. Oh no, what was that? He blind walked out into mass knights. Maybe a miscommunication there. Gully, his spears weren't in position. And now a hard commit. With Raw Bloodlines, he can afford to do that. Chug support is also going to be there. Start to pull back a bit now. I can expose the Donzos. Maybe go for a short-range charge here. Instead, it's going to be an A-click committal. Should be able to sack his way through this. It's definitely going to be expensive. He's not really microing away the injured knights. Just hard committing. But army is dead. Breakpoint reached. 10 plus knights left over. And that gold vein is about to be running red vein. Blood that's going to be bleeding out for sure. Starts to push the workers off of it. Those are full castle palace guard now. Few surfer coming up. A whoopty freaking doodah. It's all about to shut down. That's right. Family holiday, or what was, yeah, family holiday, they're there together. I was about to say national holiday. Nobody works today. At least not in the main base. Idling it all out. Camping any new production, and obviously fresh waves coming after that for purple and pink. Wood gathering on the flank. New gold vein being set up, but you definitely feel the idle time. And no, the back trees! They never moved workers off of that. Right, that's been the home for both of them the whole time. A few knights in there wreak havoc. And I love that. That's so smart. They see that Ezra's reacted. So what do you do in a team game? React to the other player who might not have noticed yet. Think about if you had disgorged 3 players in that backline. You kill the green, and then you kill the yellow, then you kill the red. Don't kill them all at the same time, because if you do, it's going to ping off all of them. They're all going to be running away. Nice micro. Dimmu's just been getting max value out of the few knights left in the base, and he might get it again. Gold work is now revealed. Wait, Shiv's out? Pretty nice idea, but Raw Bloodlines makes it so hard. He was close as well. 4 HP on one of those. And how many cow? Okay, he's going to be up to 12. That's not too bad. That's better than I was expecting, actually, but the count can't be that good, right? 42. Meanwhile, Dimmu is at 64. So he's eclipsed the effect of full Fulani. Yeah, and he's just going to keep vomiting knights. He's got a castle drop now coming in. That's going to give him a substantial discount, 20% off on all night production. Plenty of gold on the 8k veins on the flanks. Wouldn't be surprised if they start looking for relics soon, to be honest with you. Yep, there you go. As soon as you mention it, Dimmu's already pulling relics back. This is the thing. When you play team games, there's just so much food out on the map. It's crazy, actually. There's so much food on maps. It feels rare to see that all get tapped, because usually most people just go farms by the time they've cleared 2 or 3 deer stacks. But remember, on a 4-player gorge, there's 4 boars. There's 2 deer stacks per player, so 8 in total. And then don't get me started on the berry bush count. I think it's something like 12 or might have been 16. The point is, if you're a pocket economy civ, you can compete with farms and cows for experience. The difference is making militarily. Shoot. No. Ez, he does realize it. But that's minus what? 4 or 5 workers? It's just these little carts time and time again. Are you kidding me? Dumu's just gathering deer right next to their base. Like it's nothing. Like, oh, what are they gonna do? Build some sofa and attack me? I mean, they yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. I don't think he cares though. It's worth it for the gathering. Oh, this army is so small now. The 07's in chat for the kiddos, man. They turned up. They impressed in game number 2. But the old fellas got their wake-up call. Nanny Nurse came around with their milk and tea and honey, and they are fully awake and ready to give a backhand across that kid's face that teaches him old school parenting. Okay, that may have just got me demonetized, but it is gonna get the kiddos demolished. Whew. They made it a bit sway, though. Props to them. 2-1 recovery. I say recovery, right? They started off with the lead, then they slipped it, then they get it back again. Now, next series. We can watch more Dumu Corvinus. There was also a B set. Let me check who they were against. So we can do B-Cat versus Thumpmore Baxter, or we can do Corvinus Dumu. I think you guys are going to go for this one. Versus, I believe, was it Kilyadi Baltoon? Was that draw? Let me double check. Yeah, Kilyadi Baltoon. I think you guys won that one, right? Dumu Corv versus Kilyadi Baltoon. Mr. Big Tuna. It's been a while, actually, since we've seen some Baltoon. So that should be pretty refreshing. Dumu Corv is fun? Hell yeah. All right, just getting the game loaded up now. Oh, I need to reset score. Oops. Epic music for epic series. That's the way we work. One and all, we've got quite the showdown. In fact, it is 3 of the 4 top rankers out of King of the North. Sorry, Corvinus, you're in Sweden now, but you didn't participate in that one. That's right, we've got Dumu and Corvinus back in the power pink as well as the purple. They're going to be playing as the Abbasses and Jean, respectively. I mean, in their way, a return to competitive play. It's been a while. Welcome back, Baltoon. He returns in the teal as the Mongols. This guy with more experience in team games than anyone else in this lobby. And his teammate is going to be one that might be sleeping, napping halfway through, but when he wakes up, he comes out fierce, he comes out aggressive. In the orange, it is none other than the friendly giant, Kilyadi, in the orange on Japan for this game. Okay, guys, this is cool. Mongols versus Jean? Could be a little bit rough, but the whole idea here, I think, usually when you're watching TV2s, you're looking for a distractor or an attacker, and then you're looking for a boomer. And the idea here is pretty clear, right? Baltoon should be going Kashyyyk to face off against Knights from Dumu. And then his teammate is likely going to be going for a fast castle build. Meanwhile, Corvinus should be going for a multi-TC build. Yeah, because Abbasis don't really have a fast castle build that I've seen recently. They historically can do it, sure. But right now, it seems like there's a lot of experimentation going on towards feudal play and eco play, especially in team games, because they did just rework the House of Wisdom. That's right, Abbasis got some big changes. Administration wing instead of the trade wing now. They have these huge pivots in different directions compared to what they had before. In fact, the administration wing buffs all your golden ages, so really good for castle and imperial age timings. And then also the other change they made was towards one of the text and culture wing. But we'll talk about that if it ever comes out. But now it's pretty obvious what it's going to be. Eco wing coming in from Corvinus. He's going to be going for a greedy beginning. Yeah, and we're just going to do a little bit of fast forward because no Dark Age aggro coming in here. I say as Baltoon spawns 2 horsemen. Spoke too soon. How interesting. He's going to use them to block out the gold. That's pretty smart, though, because you can't go for a Rax Rush on a map this big, right? It feels like it would arrive too late, especially with the back gold. So I love the pivot. But Kura with 3, also interesting. Kilyadi didn't go for the fast castle optimal build of 1 or 2 workers. Committed 3, which suggests we might be seeing a few units in the feudal age. Good choice here. Dumu just fronts with Jean, so she doesn't need to idle walking around. She's way too tanky to kill. But still, it's going to idle out the gold. First Knight gets queued up. Now, the real question for you all guys. You've been wondering it your whole life. Can 3 Dark Age Horsemen beat 1 Knight? Is he going to get the Hardened status? That would be pretty smart here. But he needs to tech up first, and he's been slow because he went Rax as well? Wait, hold on. What? I wasn't expecting this. We have a big Dark Age commitment out of Baltoon. Not just the Horsemen, but the Spears. And on top of that, remember, he had to go back to add in a Rax. That's another 150 wood. So there's 150, 150. They had to pay 120 for the Horsemen. And then obviously got a double production after that, right? 540 raw resources outside the stone commitment. And then he adds in Spears as well. That's wild. But it's smart as well because think about what's happening here. Corvinus chose Eco Wing. He's not going to lift a finger to help Ben. At least that's the thought. Although I am seeing Spears getting queued by him. Horseman trying to poke at this, but Jean, a good choice. 150 HP. Like, what can you do against that? Is he he's intentionally keeping a level 1, right? Yeah, this is... Oh, wait, no, he didn't have enough. That's surprising. Actually, I guess it makes sense. He done 4, didn't he? But I like this. So he gets the tower up while using Jean. And now he can commit her. That's really cool. So he doesn't have to complete the tower, but it's there if it's needed. Oh, or he'll just do it. Okay, I've been home for a while this would catch on. Like, there was 1 or 2 pro games recently where people started to do it, where they would 99% the tower and leave it. Because if you don't think you're going to be attacked after the initial haul, you can just refund the wood. Corv. Oh, now I see why he built 2 spearmen. It was never about helping his comrade. It was only ever about saving his own hide. He's like, dude, I need the extra stone. Spears are going to get sacked now. Town center going to be pretty defensive here. I think he's hoping to get a TC out here. I'm just not sure if Dumu can provide enough cover to do that. I mean, maybe. He's got range on, right? So if you can just poke a few of these spearmen low. And they are Dark Age spearmen after all. Like, Baltoon is 6.5 minutes in the game. And he's still not started a feudal age. Yeesh. Meanwhile, Kilyadi. Dude, this is insanely polar opposites, right? Like, you've got one player playing Extended Dark Age and the other one Fast Castling. This is what makes team games really intriguing, though. I sometimes wonder if team games is less attractive, partly because of the dilution of impact, as in anything you do matters less because there's more things happening around you. But I also think the other thing that maybe is less inspiring to people, and let me know if you feel this way as well, is that it doesn't teach, like it's not a teaching moment in the traditional sense of build order type stuff, right? Because when you play team games, I think, and this is totally true if it became a fully refined thing down the line, right? Where team games became the main focus of pro play. In team games, there's a lot more on-the-fly adjustments and reactionaries instead of just a grand strategy. You can have a grand strategy, but there's more wavy roads to steer you off course because of more than one player doing different things that impact your build. I personally find that more intriguing, and I think that's like, maybe that's because I have years and years of background in competitive esports that are team-based, so I guess I'm used to that notion of like there's 100 million things going on and they're all going to screw you. Whereas I think traditional RTS players like almost like a more ADHD style approach where like, do not distract me with a million things. Let me focus on my thing. There's no shade or flame or anything. I think it's like just a very interesting thought in the way people approach 1v1 versus team games and why we probably aren't going to see many team game endeavors tournament-wise now in AoE4's future. I think it's all just become a little bit too locked in. And people's fascination with 1v1s is just too deep now. I mean, there's more reasons around it, but big props. We should have been highlighting a bit more. I mean, it was a Dark Age clash. We could see he had domination because it was 2TC versus Dark Age. Baltoon is finally, at 9 minutes in, going to hit the Feudal Age. He built a lot of Dark Age troopers here. What a cool strat. Yeah, Mongol's just getting a new breath of life here. I'm curious to see how many times he's done this type of strategy. Like how highly he ranks this as a go-to strat in 2v2s. Like 3v3s are too big, right? For Spears to run across. But 2v2s, we said at the start, nah, this shouldn't work for Spears. That's why he's doing Horseman. But if you go Horseman first, I mean, he teaches you something new, right? Like the thing you have to respect about the Mongols is they can build two parts of the counter triangle in the Dark Age. You can then feed to John. You gotta be careful about giving her that XP. She's already got 200 out of 500 XP. And Kilyadi now arriving with the big boy knights. Decent amount of French knights there. Needs to be careful of that. Spears are there to assist. John needs to be careful. She can get sniped. That's enough knights to force the matter, actually, but do you want to be diving is the question. I mean, he's thinking about it. Don't call him Kilyadi for nothing. Spears arrive. Knights have to turn and burn, but no, the rejuve! The rejuve! Dumu! Thinks he can get away with that clutch heal, but guys, you stand still. It's like she's just got to show off her biceps, like, oh, oui, look at the size of this. Please do not at me. She goes down in an instant to the triple knight. Cam Arch is now coming in to assist, but idle time being achieved. They're going to bypass the other side. A lot of spearmen going down, but the more important detail is that Kilyadi is not losing knights. His knights are the kings of the castle in this PvT right now. So critical to keep them alive. And you notice the pattern again, right? Like, not just sniping out Jean, but intentionally targeting the player that didn't go multi-TC. Because if you target the guy who's building multi-TC, you can dive in, but he's going to have more garrison slots to keep his workers safe. But also, any kill you get is going to be less impactful than the guy on his team. Right? Because he's going to have 6 villagers a minute. But this guy can only get 3 villagers a minute. So taking one away from him hurts him a lot more. And also, Knights is really key to kind of scaling, right? That being said, we need a lot of archers now out of Baltoon Kilyadi. And Bolt is providing them. Yeah, Yumi could have been pretty effective here, though. But I understand why he only wants to be Mountain Samurai. He also... Does he have relics on the way home? He does. Already banking them. One relic home. More to come. Archer's trying to snipe out the cams. Spears. A little bit floppy on the retreat. Deflective armors are starting to come off cooldown. So, yeah, good choice there to turn around. You're going to lose the spears anyway. You might as well try and take a knight with you. But he actually whiffed. Yeah, the 1 HP knight, or 10 rather. Cam archers don't turn around, so great position now for Kilyadi. Moves forward further. John, still 175 XP off. And if these knights see her, she is gonna get grinded down. Dive on towards the workers here, though. And, ooh, gets the 25 XP. I I think the problem there is they split choices, right? Whereas if Baltoon's there as well, a lot more workers go down. You can afford to have the Knights hang around, maybe. I understand the notion, though. They want to split it into a 1v1, 1v1 now. For good reason. If you think about what Corvinus has built, archers kill all of it. Spears, camel archers. Well, over here, Knights versus Mounted Samurai will eventually trend towards the Mounted Samurai. Especially when the count difference is only 3. 11 Mounted Samurai, 14 Knights. Reminder, these are castle units. These are feudal. Those are workers on the front line, but Textile's coming in clutch there to keep them alive. You think JD is better in team games because there's more fighting? Yes. It's a double-edged sword, though. Like, if, for example, you're up against French Mongols, JD is actually a negative. Because potentially they're going to go double knight, maybe. I mean, they shouldn't. They might. The more obvious one, I guess, would be something like, you know what would be a good one? Is Jin Dynasty French. So you build French Knights, you build Mohawk Tribesmen, and that means Range Jean just dies in the fight straight away. Melee Jean, you don't really ever want to be Melee Jean against mass Knights anyway. It's our worst nightmare. Yeah. But on the other side of the script, if your opponents are doing like mass archer type strats, you have mass Knights. If you're going like double feudal, so if you had, for example, Dumu doing this and Corvinus just building spears and archers non-stop, then you're going to get a great fight. But I don't feel like most people want to gamble the win condition on level 3 Jean as opposed to free TC. Being said, they only done 2 in the end, didn't they? Administration Wing is now on the way. The tech up coming through from Corvinus. While a dive is being committed to here. And Divine Restoration again! She's gone! They get the snipe. No way! She needed one more kill there. So you back off here. Buyback coming out from Jean. Maybe he just turns for a charge and get that final sliver of XP. Decides against it. Once 2 workers getting sniped out. Level 3 Jean is now there. Someone's coming out. It is going to be the Riders. Makes sense. There's no Spearman on the other side. And there's a big map. On that cavalry. This is a few hits in there. Double Mount Samurai down. Now the spread of the line. Archers coming a bit far back here, but they're trying to get out of range the camel archers by the look of it. Not sure how I feel about that. Just leaving Kilyadi to tank everything. In fairness, he is making up for it now. Archers sniping on the camels. A continuous retreat. Still playing to get through, though. 5 camel archers remain. Spearman getting sniped down as well. Needs that second wave of samurai here soon. Corvinus running out of troops, but tech up almost complete for him. A lot of XP being farmed off this fight, but a long way to go until Jean de Blast, aka level 4. Also, these riders are a pain in the ass, actually. 8 ranged armor. You only hit them for 1 damage, and they have 170 HP. So got to be careful of that. Preferably, you want the Mounted Samurai to find them straight away. Which is kind of happening here, but I don't think Kilyadi realized it. Yeah, they ran around the back. Baltoon continues to retreat halfway towards castle. Needs to save up more food and gold. And Corvinus is committing to the Riders. That's sick. John was sniping samurai viability. Yeah, it's the reason you take range on. Like, it's very good. If you play French versus Jean, you'll pick range on in that matchup as well. Because you don't want to be melee Jean. You want to get close to knights. They kill you. But it also means when your opponent's microing away the injured knights, you just snipe every time. You guarantee the XP. Baltoon. I think the thing I love about this is so far we've seen a lot of people focus on rushing feudal and one-player greed. But Baltoon's approach to this game is a completely different light for 2v2. It has been prolonged play in previous ages. He spent an insanely long time in the Dark Age, and he's kind of done the same here because even though Dumu is feudal as well, it makes more sense for the French player to stay feudal. But also, because he has level 3 Jean, he's kind of like age 2.5. Baltoon is hard committed still to age 2. Well, times are changing and food and gold now accrued. He should be ready to build a Kurotai soon. Yeah, but he's earned it, is the point. The way he's played this game. He's not been a big believer in the boom. He's been a big believer in the secure. Baltoon has a superior strategy. Agreed. I think pro players gone to that point where if you know what to do with your units, attack can very, very often be better. But the problem is, you know, outside of Baltoon, the Chinese players, how many of these pro players have much experience in 2v2s? Right? Baltoon is definitely, he has to be the brainchild for this team, I imagine. because historically he has substantially more experience in team play. Like, actually, Baltoon regularly in the past has played with a bunch of the top Chinese team players. So he knows their strategies too. Gold gathering in the back. Hold on. Oh, no. Yeah, Corv didn't tell Corv didn't tell Dimmu about that straight away. There's a slight delay there. -2 workers. Benjamin starting to feel a bit behind. Army difference, not just the army difference. The eco difference is a lie. Corvinus may look like he's pulling the team ahead until you realize that it's 5 relics already for Kilyadi. So add another 10 workers onto their count. And now 2 TC from Kilyadi too. Corvinus though, a lot of Cam Lancers. I think the Cam Riders does scare me for Kilyadi. What's the solution to that? I mean, you could add spears. I feel like someone needs to be adding spears here, actually. Think about what's attacking you. You've got Cam Archers, you've got Cam Riders, you've got Knights, you've got Lancers. It's all countered by spears. Cam Archers do admittedly count spears backwards as well, but the whole idea is it's all Cam. So we'll try to deploy here, though. Spreads out the line. We've got the buffs coming through, the Kurotai, the Bannerman. It's a confusing one on the number, but the debuff is a big deal as well. He needs to get rid of those camels ASAP. The Divine Restoration coming out, try and hold on longer. But front line is already gone. I think the Archers carry this now. Yeah, if both sides don't have Knights, Archers win. And in fact, there's a second wave here. Kurotai is still king in team games. But this is what I meant about Mongols being a support civ. They are probably, without a doubt, the best... Why do I say probably without a doubt? They're without a doubt the best support civ in the game. When you play team games, the ability to poke your opponent and waste their time, the Kurotai backlash, there's a lot of beneficial elements that support other team players. Right, in this case, it's going to be Japanese. It could be a French player being supported. It could be many different things. Mongols may not seem like an S tier civ or even A tier civ, probably not even B tier civ in some people's minds in 1v1. But in team games, I usually put Mongols as like a pretty solid A tier civ for this reason. That was an insane fight. And keep in mind, that was like in a negative situation as well. Like, all that camel debuff should make the Mountain Samurai ineffective because Bannerman plus Kurotai buff goes together first, and then they lose 20%. Even with that factor, it didn't matter. Now, we get what looks like the beginning of a death push. Benjamin. Slow to pull away there. And the Knight should be able to run him down. Oh, the Deerstone's trying to come over. Yeah, thank God Deerstone doesn't affect allies. It would just be disgusting. I'd like to imagine there was an early beta test where that happened. Probably was. They're gathering the corner. This is dangerous for Dimmy. 25 workers out here if that ever gets scoured. But now, though, more focus on the main base. It's going to be a dive towards the TC. Easy idle out there. I wonder if they ever consider just camping here and burning it. Because you can park here with Kurotai and just snipe Archer onto Knights, but on set, the Kurotai does need to deploy. Got to be careful. Corvinus is trying to body block it. That's made him weaker for the south side of the engagement, actually. The Cam Archers and also the Camel Riders kind of not getting in there very fast. Kurotai still hasn't deployed. The Knights are going to get cleared. Now he just needs to get out of his own way. Remember, teammates can grief you just as much when you try to pack this up and deploy it. Altoon, get out your own... Get out your way! Oh, no, they have to keep retreating. This time it deploys, though, surely. The Knights are going after it again. But they're plastic Knights. Vet Archers can kill these guys, by the way. Like, Vet Archers will beat Purple's army on their own. But Shantama... I haven't even been tracking her because everything else has been so disastrous. Cannon Girl has arrived. Yeah, but she's got a lot of things she needs to blast here. And the eco difference now. It is Baltoon and Kilyadi in the lead on worker count. Ghoulems are going to do nothing against Mountain Samurai. Yeah, the idea was to Ghoulam against Archers, right? Makes sense, but who's meant to deal with the Cav now? Because Dimmu has been disintegrated down to a lady on a pony. Admittedly, she has found a shotgun, though. Oh, goes to the pin. No? Okay, he's just going for kills. Kurotai gets the wheel and deal. Dumu can't get back in this game. Dude, I'm going to just be blunt and say that Marlin game where he went down to 9 villages at 20 minutes had better comeback potential than this one. Yeah, this is over. Ah, yes. The inevitable outcome for every TC boomer in team games. Eventually, they come and dive you as well. This is all without Kurtai, by the way. They only needed it for one fight. It's done its piece. A cast... No, wait. The tower, no! Okay. I mean, he'll get the tower... Like, he'll get the castle up, right? But how much is it going to cost you? Because you've got room for 15 and you brought 40 walkers out here! Oh, God. Why do you hate your people so much? I mean, I guess every Abbasid player kind of hates their villages. That's why you build so many town centers, so when they die, you don't have to feel anything. Was that too close to home for Abba mains? Look deep inside yourself. You know it to be true. Just like you know this game is over. Nice, pretty much mopped that up. I was talking about like the Chinese team being a front runner, the Spanish bros, the Canadians. I think Balti needs to be back in that conversation. This guy's brain is too big for this 2v2 tournament. What are they doing killing 130 units with TC? What do you mean? Like what? Why didn't they GG out sooner? Probably just processing it. Baltoon is a beast in ranked team games right now. Did he? Not even right now. He always has been. Historically, he's been a top ranker there season after season. Like that's what he spent all his time doing before he came into 1v1s, weirdly enough. Like he went a different way about it, right? Like he perfected the art of team games and then came across. All right, so game 2. French on both sides, Mali and Shushi difference. Bad boy loaded up. Yep, but don't look at the timers. All right, let me crunk this Red Bull and we'll get underway. Need the right music. One and all, if you're looking to get better at team games, this is the place to be. After what I just saw in game number 1 out of Kilyadi and Baltoon, my brain is swelling up. I feel like I'm learning so much, and you will too, as we head into a 2v2 tournament with top names all around. In the orange, it's going to be none other than Kilyadi on the French. Baltoon in the blue is the Malians, and to the north, some other familiar faces. Lord Voldemort, a.k.a. Dumu, in the purple playing as French, and his teammate, it is going to be Corvinus in the power pink as the Shushi as we head into Gorge. The best map in Age of Empires 4 for team games. Full stop. 1 game lead for the team in the south. Baltoon and Kilyadi off to a great start here. And they are going to be sharing that gold full. Yeah, remember, when you play Gorge, the way it works is you get an 8k gold instead of 4k between your 2 bases. If you do 3v3s, it splits into 2 8ks. So it's very interesting with that detail. A nice start here. Kilyadi playing out into the deer because he knows there's no Dark Age shenanigans coming out from either Corvinus or Dimmu. We're going to be on 4x speed here just to get to the Feudal Age because Dark Age is not on the menu for anyone here. An interesting placements here. Baltoon ends up being the back player, which means he could be more greedy, which could make a lot of sense for Marlies here. Well, I'm curious to see what Corvinus wants to do in this game, though. You know, are you going to try to cheese Trugan up? We've seen this strat once today already from Corvus and Dumu, but this time it's going to be supported by Spears as well. So Chuk, Spearman coming out from Corvinus. Other side, I'm expecting to see Javelins. There we go. Javelin and Donzo would make sense here. I imagine we'll just try and stick Jav Knights as a combo between the two of them to begin with. And that's cool. We got a Saharan trade network. We keep seeing Manta all the time, but this is a very strong defensive landmark. Smart as well when you're up against French. Just give you a garrison spot against their dives. And even more importantly, remember, he has defensive emplacements that now get bonus against range. So if you're worried about a Chuk strat, your towers can now defend with javelins. All right, so let's see what the state of play is here. We did get Jiangnan over here. So remember, this allows him to build up armies to pump out as bonus. So like, the way to think about this is you spend about 2,000 resources, get about 700 resources in units. So it's a lofty discount. You get like 35% rebate every 2,000-ish resources spent. Unstable production just makes sense for French players. If you're in a team game and a French player stops doing anything but producing knights, you should probably question what the hell's going on, because that isn't a French player. That's someone who accidentally picked French when they meant to pick a Bastards or something. French, more than any Civ in Age of Empires 4 in a team environment, is allowed to build just that one unit. Will allowing a Civ to only be used once throughout the series make this more interesting? So, interesting thing there, a Civ can only be used twice by a team, and it can only be used once by a player. So there is some limitations. It's just usually you don't always see it, because this is best of freeze, right? So in a BO3, less likely you get that type of Civ divergence required. So second archer range coming in here. But I don't mind the possibility that you get mirrored civs, because like I'm not a fan of mirrors in 1v1s, because mirrors in 1v1s can be an absurdly linear experience. But when you start adding in extra players, even if you mirrored teams, the positions might be different, the roles can be different, especially with civs that aren't French, right? It changes the dynamics quite a bit. And it's also the way that you can use your faction is different. Like if you play French 1v1 mirror, you both just build knights, usually. And then eventually what actually happens, funnily enough, is you end up building a lot of spears. But you could have a game where one player builds the spears and the other one only keeps building knights because he can raid the other player. Stuff like that, right? There's a lot... You know, that's the thing. Like, the map is too big, and I think we could do better designs for a lot of maps in team games. But even if we rebalance the size, the cool thing is there's a lot more objectives and win conditions to play around. Like once per team, I think this way is fine. I think this way does make sense as well. Because French in particular is a dominant team game pick. You know, like it's like if you were in a drafting phase and for some reason you said one player could reserve Ottomans and it couldn't be banned away from them, the other player couldn't. You see what I mean? That's a huge difference. So, do we have any extra outposts? No. No, he's just using the one Saharan. And mostly it's not even for him. It's actually for Kilyani. This is interesting, though. They're playing defensive. So they're trying to bait their opponent into a bad position to then get a counter-attack where they'll be stronger. Because defender's advantage is a big deal. Especially when you think about the mirrored knights. Oh, nice denial there. Yeah, like when we look at the counter, actually, Kilyani's, what, 11 knights? And there's 10 here. Did he fall behind? Yeah, that's weird. Kilyani's 2 knights down. Something went wrong here. Did I have a BNI? Did I have civ pools to choose from per game? So I have like infantry-based civs for game 1, archery for game 2. The problem is you might get into subjective territory about what counts as an infantry or a cavalry civ stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like you could argue fast castle HRE mine work is a cavalry civ, but actually otherwise HRE is an infantry civ. So it's a bit tricky. Same with Shushi is a Chuknu civ, right? It's the infantry. But if you do fast castle Shushi, then you are 100% a knight civ. Right? Okay, so moving down to the 4D here. Quite a chill pill of a game here, actually. It's just turning into a big stare down. I like the discipline from Dumu and Corvinus, though, because they are being baited. They're being goaded to go in, and they know it will be bad for business. So what they're doing instead, which is advantageous, pocket economy. Play out into the gold locations, deer locations, ball locations. Just basically extract value from the map in a way that the camping player cannot. It sounds very boring, but it is the ideal way to get ahead here. Because in particular, diving a Malian player is dangerous. Malian players are one of the best defensive civs because they scale raw army to counterplay you. Yeah, even the jabs at this stage, like jabs with 8 base damage against knights, it's pretty damn impressive. As you just saw there. Knights, ooh, sneak in the back there, Kilyadi. That's -1. Nice cheeky intercept there, snipes out the scout. Corvinus, is he... Where's he looking here? He's buffering quite deep. Jabs. Oh, he's baiting him. Orange Knights come from behind the tree line. And now the Knights are in the way. The spears. Well, that's interesting, actually. Orange backs off, even though Dumu was body blocking his teammate there. A dive deeper. Technically, the spears aren't countered. Javelins don't solve that problem. Big clash coming in here. Jabs. Wait, they're one-hit killing? They're split. They're not split firing. He could be killing 2 to 3 units now with extra micro. But he's just A-click retreating. More jabs are coming out. A push through here. But you see how this is starting to get a bit expensive with the TC and the outpost garrison. They need to find some worker kills to make it worthwhile. Knight does dive deeper. Chug looking for the workers too. A good find there. And look at the worker lead. 10 up on economy. Nicely played by Dumu and Korv. Army size is going to favor Baltin and Kilyadi. And it does matter where it favors them, guys. Look at the Knights. Kilyadi's at 13 Knights. And Dumu's been reduced down to 4. So there is a counter-attack opportunity here for the Finn and the Swede. They're going to want to be fast, though, because the thing that's interesting here is Dumu lost a lot of Knights, but Kilyadi lost a lot of gathering. He got idled here towards the deer. He got idled underneath towards the gold. Like, if you look, we haven't seen him adding in any more Knights for, like, well over a minute here. Fort Deer will probably have to be abandoned by Dumu. Not sure that's worth the Knights. It is if Baltin and Kilyadi don't do anything. And although they've been caught a camper dutying so far, I don't think they're going to keep doing that. You can see on the minimap, they're marching forward. Eyeballs are on it. Villagers will just pull away straight away. Dumu isn't going to be out of food, by the way. He's flank deer gathering. Smart choice here. The way these two are committing, they're not going to check the flanks at all. I mean, I say that. Technically, Kilyadi could see through the stealth forest, for the fog, rather. He'd be able to see this. So if he gets a glance that says, oh, the deer count's wrong, he can just pull one knight and go check. He just did. He's sending multiple knights over there right now. That's big. That's huge, actually, because Dumu won't know. Well, he's got an outpost. He'll know early, but he'll know early in a corner. What I'd love to see here for Kilyadi is a scout going there as well, but I think he had a scout going back for some reason. Yeah, over here. And yo, we're getting Farimba. Mass javelins. This is another cool one. We talked earlier about knights. When you play French in team games, Royal Institute makes a lot of sense because you get so many knights, you're going to benefit a lot from Royal Bloodlines. Same logic here. Because in a team game, you don't build knights archers, you only build knights. Same with the javelin detail. You don't diversify. You don't diversify, you get an insane power spike out of this landmark. And on top of that, it's a buffed version. So when this loses its use, he can go back for a different type. He just has to pay 350 resources to enlist them. That's freaking cheap. Honestly, I wonder if when the dust settles, like they'll end up nerfing the cost of that. Being able to get a new Mancy unit for only 350 is kind of great. Nice short range charge, nicely done. Spears retreating. What's going on here? I think it's the timing. The veterancy comes in so fast for Mali. Now the workers, the knight reveals that. Starts to pull away. Still, I mean, -3, 4. Horseman, spears, try to react. Knights need to kind of hold the choke point to allow the retreat. Good staggered approach. Kilyadi gets them all out. That was speed. I think one knight went down. Second one's going to fall, though. Maybe overstaying is welcome here. Javeliniers, with the poison damage, going to be effective. Not to mention the fact they have 10 base damage up against this 4 armor. Unless here, only 3 armor over here. Horsemen do try to dive in, though. Javeliniers continue the kite. A few knights going to get trapped. Body blocks are going to come in. The Horseman is a big threat, because they're going to be faster than knights to approach you. Overall, I like Kilyadi's retreat, though. Yeah, he's lost some knights, but he's keeping the Javeliniers alive. It does sound weird to be sacking knights in favor of Javeliniers here, but it's Castle Javelin. There's only one player in Age 3 in this game right now. There's the TC. Choke point, defense. I mean, you don't necessarily need to commit the knights as hard here, because your opponent can't surround with melee in this area. But they have reached home. Continuous dive coming in, but with TC fire, this could start to get quite dicey. Javelin count 30 plus still. This is where I think Dumu is going to lose most of his knights, and he realizes it. Well played there. That was getting way too deep. Because here's the thing. Like, you sink Kilyadi's knight count a bit, but if you continue that dive, he's going to be ahead again because these guys are so low HP. It's a great read. Does back away, creates the space. Corvinus needs gold, though, and up. Hold on. We've got a meditation gun. That's sick. Double gold. Remember, meditation garden works differently now. It buffs the resource in range. You see that up to 60% more. He can turn both of these into 12,000 gold veins. So he's taking 16k, making it into 24k. That's alchemy right there, guys. No, wait, that's not alchemy. That's witchcraft. Alchemy requires an equal exchange. Corvinus is a witch. Other crazy thing is the trees, actually. We always talk about the gold, but you see the trees are already buffing up. So remember, Meditation Garden, it's not about giving you the passive resource income now. It's about giving you more resources to tap through. And yeah, you see already up to 8.8k gold. Knights around the back. Wasn't able to do too much damage there. Yeah, I'm shocked, man. Usually you don't see the Medi-Garden coming in until you're thinking about farms. I really thought he'd just take the straight tech up. He's going for it now. Corvinus was 26 on gold. Needs to be fast about this. Riding through the base. He's creating a lot of space. Ben doesn't have that many knights in the grand scheme of things, just 12. But the whole idea is he's baiting a lot of attention. Like 12 knights are forcing the reaction of... 3 knights rather is forcing the reaction of 12. That's huge. Especially when you don't lose them. But, I suppose. Yeah. Who do you take as a betting man between Spanish Bros and Canadians? Canadians won the 2v2 tournament last year, right? It depends on, like... I mean, the meta's changed quite a bit, right? So I might lean to the Spanish Bros just because they are more rapid iterators than, like, anybody else. When you're trekking new territory, that's an important skill set. And they've proven that, right? Like, if you look at the track record of Lucifron and Vortex, B does this as well. They'll go play other RTSs. They'll go play Stormgate. They'll go play Age of Mythology. They'll go play Zero Space. And they may not end up being #1 when the dust settles, but they dominate or top end the early tournaments because they iterate at a much more aggressive pace than other players do. And that's the thought process in this 2v2 tournament, is they'll probably start ironing out a bunch of different strats. The challenge is when they reach people like Louis MT and Scarlet, that's where the Spanish Bros are going to be in trouble, because those guys play a lot of team games to the point that they are familiar with the strats. They also have more iterations. And in particular have them much deeper in games. Because where Lucifron and Vortex thrive is short burst approaches. They would rather find all the branches in a 10-minute long cycle than focus on practicing a few 40-minute strats, you know? Body blocks here, hello. Oh, that's sick, Horseman. He can move with it. Spears are on the way, this is big. Kilyadi? Where do you go? He got him! Full surround! And backstab coming in from Purple's Knights. That's a huge find. Kilyadi just upgraded the Knights. Cantled Saddles is on the way, but he's not going to benefit from it. All Knights going down. What a sick move out of Dumu and Corvinus. And you see the immediate reaction. Double tech up because they earned it. That was filthy. The good news for Kilyadi, he did not make the mistake of going Royal Institute, because that would have been a mistake with what just happened. That would have been a tech choice into a forced error that would have put him out of the game. So he has scale. He's got second TC in the corner and Guildhall. Still, losing that many Knights is catastrophic. We're talking about, like, what was that, 2,000 plus resources just down the drain. Map control forfeited. And now an opportunity to rise up. Dumu does not hesitate to make the difference here with Royal Institute. He understands what just happened. Even if his opponent went Knights Royal Institute as well, he has a huge edge. If his opponent did not go Royal Institute, he is now a mile ahead. Yeah, you know how we said in 1v1s you don't often see Royal Institute? If you're in a French mirror, it's likely you would do it, right? Because the risk is death otherwise. It always reminds me of English mirrors, actually, is where if you went Abbey of Kings, your opponent could go White Tower, and he could probably do it in your base. Triple raids coming in here. Even just the normie horsemen able to react to this. Grenadiers as well from Corv. Interesting. Is he going for the hard case bombs? We always forget about this, but remember, it provides a debuff that increases damage received on units you hit. So Grenadiers are a great support unit here. And the important thing is it's only a 15% buff. But if your opponents are stacking up hard and your teammate is using Knights, 15% is a lot. Yeah, 15% on Castley's Knights, it comes out to be like, what is it? 4 extra damage per strike. Well, the better way, 4 doesn't sound like a lot until you say it's 4 blacksmith decks. Then it's a lot. Go in, get out just in time. We've got to switch. Mansa Musafati. And Corv, oh my. I love this. Corvinus is the only player using Springles in this 2v2 tournament. He's doing it again. It's ballsy because of how fat and huge the map is, the fact you're against Knights, but we always have to come back to that detail that Kilyadi lost Knight advantage. Which means the Springles don't feel that dangerous. I'd say that. There's 50 javelins. That should feel dangerous. I guess the thought process for Corv is if he has mass Horseman Springalds, you kind of don't care. Javs are probably going to overkill to kill Springalds. And you'll be killing 3 times as many Musafati in the same span. I guess that must be what he's thinking. Castle drops now coming in. Dimmu just getting the discounts. 2k wood should be enough for Dimmu. Nah. Did the Inspired Marine Lord farm transition. You go like 2.5k and then you drop 3 to 4 farm clusters. Farms coming in. That's a very interesting approach. It just shows you how big the map is. Like, normally you just wall an area, put your farms down there. Doesn't feel safe. So he's building his farms next to the castle, which means he's missing out an extra discount here. His body goes for a backstab. Get out fast, boys. Yeah. You might have raw bloodlines, but the key thing here to remember is Mansa Musafati are insanely cost efficient. 75 resources, and look at those stats. 25 damage into a Knight. They hit as hard as the Knight does. But here's the crazier part. They have more melee armor than the Knight does. Yeah, the Knight has more health, right? He has double, or in this case, close to triple, because raw bloodlines like 2.6 times health. But a Mansa, you can get 3 Mansa Musafatis for the price of a Knight. Like, these guys will beat Knights. It's actually pretty crazy. Seriously, I'm so happy we got the rework coming in on Farimba. I've always felt like Mansa Musafati is underseen, underutilized, but in the right circumstance, one of the most insanely crazy units in the game. 5 melee armor, these trash units. But they're not trash at all. Not against heavy. 12 Springles. Oh my god. I feel like I'm watching a trailer recording for a campaign mission right now. And Corb's going for a castle drop. Moving in here. Gonna drop is the question. He should be able to. Right underneath the TC. What? No way. And they go for the burn. I mean, it's so many horsemen with the Dudley horses attack speed as well. Kilyardi just lost his town center. He's got another in the corner, but it still hurts. And the castle secures the area. This is so smart. It's to stop a dive onto the Springolds. A few horsemen get trapped here. Knights aren't supporting him, by the way. Springolds are, though. He baits the Mansa. You can't fight there. They're using their own base against them. Springolds, when they get in this type of position, your options are delete the buildings or just don't fight. Because the group up is to die. Springolds poking again. He forces the retreat. Spears chasing away the Knights on the flank. And that's another landmark down. School of Cavalry's gone. Dimu just going door to door through the village. Javelineers sniping out the Springolds. Knights hit the side. Big questionable there. They back off in the end. Dimu pulls his Knights back. The Grenadiers is fragging out here. He has got the hard case bombs, buffing up the damage. Knights now diving the left flank. A night affair, but the Mansa are coming. He turns towards the tree line. He looks for his exit in an elegant way, but the wall up by Baltoon slows it down. Does not stop it. Yeah, you just keep running here. Just run full left. And another castle! Corvinus with a keep drop. Where's the Red Palace going? The Red Palace on the east side. Nowhere near the fight. Knights go deeper. Kilyardi's farmers get shut down. Where do you run here? Like, you can't go east. There's a castle there. And now the Grenadiers. They stand their ground. 110 HP against Mansa's good. The castle assistance to Springald as well. That's a bad fight for the Mansa Musafadi. The Knights, they're still running. They're running all the way to the corner. They've got so much map length here. Download morewars.com. You haven't got enough. And this is bad now. Kilyardi can't fight it on his own. He needs elite. Otherwise, he loses to Royal Bloodlines. Yeah, it's 25 Knights to what? 20, 22, 23? The Royal Bloodlines is the winner. They're going for a landmark victory, guys. This is getting out of control, right? Like, you got the Farimba, then you got the TC. In fairness, the Red Palace up is a big deal. Mirrored, though. Dimu goes for his own Red Palace. Corvinus has taken over the Scandinavians' base. The Nordics are becoming nomadic. There's almost all landmarks now being removed. Guildhall just over here. It's already been pulled, by the way. Knights will break out of a wood wall easily in time. Grenadiers are actually scary, guys. It's easy to forget just how tanky they are. 110 HP is not easy to get through. Unless you get Knight hits like this. Nice backstab. Kilyardi with the elite Royal Knight tech in reclaims their base. Definitely came at heavy cost, though. Villagers will be able to migrate inside the castle in time. Dimu is sallying the Knights back towards the main base. Yeah, this is smart. He pulls away from the Mansa and can re-engage over here. Ooh, Night Dive does get prevented. Red Palace revealed. Dalton is trying to repair the TC. No banker repairs those. So this is going to be slow for the slugger. Castle is going to be abandoned, though. Smart choice. The army depleted heavily. Boldness. She's getting the gold, actually. Who's looking pretty good to prep for attack. Knights commit in, but they don't have any assistance this time in the Mansa. Will scare him away. Dimu, good discipline there. Don't over-aggro on that fight. Wait for the upgrades. Elite Royal Knight upgrade just came in, and now the Ford Brax drops. Should be looking at spears here. Yes and no to it being good. The problem here is that it will not die fast to Mansa, and it will hold back Knights, but it will not kill Mansa. Mansa have 5 melee armor. Vet spears do not a lot of damage. 9 damage plus the 2 black spears. So half your damage is removed straight away. And reminder, you're paying more for a spear than Malians do for a Musafari. Nice. Trapped in the trip. Whoa. That was... If Baltoon had ran past that, that would have been a death sentence. Does get away, though. Kilyadi, where's this one cannon? He's just kind of sweeping through, right? Yep, moving up now. He's going to try to clear the castles. Let's break out again. We have got trebuchets to try and start targeting towards the gold vein. Castle is now under assault. Second one coming in from Corv. He's still not going into him. No, he's just trying to create more space for Dimu to absorb when it comes to military. If you look at Dimu's pop cap, he's still got 50 to go. So Corvinus would rather distract and get good trades so he can get 50 more knights. Dimu still gets flashbacks. That me and Mike. In fairness, he won against 130 knights. So it's, well, 120. Let's not overinflate the achievement. Answer out of position again? No way. He slips in the castle, but cancels it just in time. He goes for the landmark again. The grenadiers are so effective. 10 damage plus 15 to the buildings. 25 damage per grenade. It adds up fast. Bloody hell. It just can't catch a break. Team games is a ride, guys. We talked about all the units that are memes in 1v1s, like Genitor potentially, but now Grenadiers that are never, ever seen in 1v1s. Dimu. He's looking to slip past the red piles here. There might be an opportunity, actually. The stone walls are up. He'd have to run underneath it, which is a bit dangerous. In fact, if Baltoon stealths, that's on cooldown, 8 seconds. Cannon is looking to siege in deeper. A few spears try to sneak by, but the elite knights are waiting. The grenadier could get this though. Then get close enough. Cannon tries to pull away, able to do so. Other one not so lucky. So it looks like one cannon down. Nicely played there by Corv. Sacred Site timer has also now been locked in. It's going to take a long time. Dimu, where could he enter? The castle does have Arbalest placements now, so got to be careful around that. Especially when it's mirrored elite knights. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, does Kilyadi have... No, he does not have royal bloodlines. Big deal there. Farms at the backside. Ooh. Okay, no, just one knight. He'll be fine. Not enough to really scare him. Baltoon with a fat sling. Kilyadi was feeling a bit hungry. So he just gave him the budget to order, what, 2 Big Macs at McDonald's? I think that's about all you'll get for 3,000 resources these days. Inflation's a real problem. Baltoon has crazy eco. Yeah, it's because he's building Musafari. Musafari is insanely cheap, so he can afford to give all the extra to the Night Civ. It's a really smart combo. And the Mansa Musafari hasn't been solved until now. Dimu has got Reboldequins. Oh, no. So the cannons are king. Otherwise, it's strife. Those are your options. Grenadiers. It's in team games. Grenadiers rock. East side of the fight should be where he's targeting. He's still just kind of A-clicking right now. Splits the damage now. Let's give him the damage buff across. Cannon trying to snipe Grenadiers, but he's going to get rid of him fast enough. He needs to be on top of these, and now moving over the left. Good split there. Baltoon has to be on point with the micro. This is so chaotic, but at the end, I just keep looking at this. The Grenadiers. Kilyadi now tries to A-click onto them. Plenty of spears left over, though. Imperial Ace now triggered. Corvinus can look to rush the upgrades to make these Grenadiers real Granny boys. Because remember, these are the early version. They aren't even in their final form, chat. No, they've got more power to come. They've also now got movement speed. Divine Haste activated to kite more. They will be brought down. But the cost on both sides feels high. I'm impressed. Caster drops continue. Reboldequins and Trebs are waiting here. And the Knights, they charge in. Dimu, he creeps on by. The villagers, they're repairing right now. Does he go for the dive onto them? He's going to try for it. Kilyadi. Oh, man, not reacting fast enough. Finally gets the garrison. Knights will now be punished. They'll have to retreat. Treb stacking a lot of damage in that interim. But cannons can now focus on trying to take those trebuchets down. Game looks like it's beginning to slow down. All the castles become very hard to dive. French castles in particular. Cannons do look to alleviate that threat. Knights just going to force a retreat. Buying more time. He's waiting for Corvinus to turn up. Because Corvinus hasn't really built anything. What is he doing? I'm actually quite concerned about what he's up to here. What is Corvinus doing? It's more Grennies. Okay, and Raxes as well. Yeah, so Spear Grenadiers again. I mean, it almost won the game from Castle Age, guys. It's going to win the game from Imperial, surely. Because those Grenadiers have been upgraded now. They're real. Where are they actually being stockpiled? Back here, right? Yeah, so now he does 12 damage, up from, I think it's 10. And extra health as well. 150 HP. Which is quite the bump. Was it 110 before? 150. Remember, it's the same as a hand cannoneer. And reminder, they don't have any ranged units to deal with those. Melee, though, is going to be a big mosh pit. Dumu commits hard. 53 knights go in. Nusafadi, they're outnumbered. They need reinforcements. Knights arrive from the south side, but slow. And his own base is body blocking him. Great trade there. Dumu retreats when it starts to get a bit shaky. Buys more time. Imperial Age now reached by Baltun. The Mansa Musafadi upgrade is going to be big, and he needs it now. Now that he's up against Elite Knights. Kilyadi with the sling back the other way. Gives Baltun the gold to get the Elite. Spears sneak towards the corner. I think maybe they're a bit paranoid about trade, and, well, they'd be right to be. Because they have began. Baltun. Wait, was that Baltun trading? Yeah, Baltun's the one trading, not just Kilyadi. Going to drag some attention here. Nicely played. Buys time to go in for the burn with the spears. So Corvin is just going to try to deny the economy. In the siege. Wait a second. The Red Palace isn't being repaired. Hold on. This is a big deal. If they can get the kill, then the dive is coming. Check this. The Knights are on the way over. Being mirrored right now. But the army splits big. Now the denial. No gold coming in there anymore. The trade has been blocked. Repair crew moves over. Red Palace, it's low. One more hit's all that's needed, and the Knights engage. They look to deal with the army first. A reload of the Trev should be quick enough here. And the Robotiquins! He ambushes and they immediately GG! No answer to the mass cannons! What a sick game! Let me know what you thought about this, guys. Been featuring a few team games now on the channel. This one was a blast, though, man. You can't deny it is non-stop bloodbaths. 1v1s requires a bit of a cooldown period, but this was relentless. That was sick. All right, so that evens them up. They're now 1-1 apiece. We head into a deciding game number 3 on Rocky River. Best of 5, best of 3. I'm afraid it has to end soon. One game to decide it all. And we're going to be loading into it now. Let's just get this bad boy loaded up. This one? Yep. Let me update the score. One and all, it's time for this epic clash to reach its conclusion. Dumu and Corvinus against Kibyadi and Baltoon has delivered, and it will deliver one more sultry, incredible 2v2 from the top of the ladder in tournament. That's right, to the south side, it's going to be in the red, Baltoon on the Abasses, the new and improved. We'll have to see. While Kibyadi, his teammate, will be manning Jean in the orange. His role to be the aggressor. But he's up against an aggressive force on the other side. It is going to be Qualifiers in the pink, playing as the Ottomans, and Dumu in the purple as Japanese. Interesting one here, actually. A lot of potential for cavalry spam on the north side. I'm thinking in a funny way here, we might see a Kinji this game. Yeah, Kinji's kind of cool, actually. I guess Camel Archers could be a bit threatening for them, but the idea of a mobile strat is there, right? You go Mad Samurai on this player, you go Akinji on the other. And Akinji, if you scale them early, are surprisingly effective. And with the changes they made recently to Ottomans, where Akinji is now a tier 1 Civ, a tier 1 Vizier point, rather, they can scale into their Cav Archers. That's sick, though. Kibyadi with the little wings. So you anticipate the Dark Age rush, which makes sense, actually, because if I was the Southside team and I looked across at Ottomans Japanese, I could get double Dark Age rushed. So you got to respect it. Spears will begin the burn. It's a long walk to get over here. Baltoon. Tekar, what did he go for? He went for the Eco Wing. Is going to be Fertile Crescent. So as expected, look over the TCs. He's going for the cheeky walls, so we got the walls for victory. Maybe we'll see the new wing down the line. Reminder, they did change Abasses. They now have the Administration Wing, which buffs all your Golden Ages and has some unique new techs. We'll talk about it if it comes in. And the Golden Age system also got revamped, remember. So the Golden Ages, you now have the Camel Riders damage getting buffed at tier 3, Traded Gold Gen getting buffed at tier 4, and then tier 5 buffs all melee infantry on their damage. Well, looks like we have got range Jean coming in. We'll punish them for diving in there. So Jean choosing the range form does feel a bit annoying. Mainly because like you've got this awkward situation now where technically Corvinus could go for Sipahi, but the idea is because you're the Civ that has feudal knights, it would be pretty detrimental to the Ottomans to spam that out, right? Like how would they trade that? Because usually the argument would be, I can build light cav as Ottomans because I'll pull them back and heal. But French knights heal on the go, right? Range John makes way more sense against Ottomans since you snipe siege. Agreed, later on. But like early on, you can feel a bit vulnerable, right? So I'm trying to think, like, I think you don't really see Jean versus Otto too often in 1v1s, right? But I feel like you do melee Jean there and feel fairly confident. It's weird because to this day, the most memorable Ottoman Jean game I have in my memory bank is Mr. Marine Lord, where literally a tower ruined Jean and her entire game strat because you just fast castle. Can JD snipe Great Bombards? You'd have to get a bit closer, but kind of. So tower up. Looks like Dumu is going to be going for a fast tech. To be expected here. And it's free TC. Baltoon, a very greedy boy, but when you go Eco Wing, you don't half-ass it. Kibyadi should just be scaling into the Knights. Look at the counter pressure. We're going to speed it up just a bit. Double military school. So just lob spears, I'm assuming? No, he switched to Sipahi. So spear Sipahi, full melee blob, which sounds a bit risky against John. Like, surely she just kites and snipes, but the whole idea is that Knights can't defend it. And also allows you to control the map that way against Knights because an Abbasid player is probably not coming out in a rush to help you. Yeah, the Abbasid player is more likely to just stay at home and protect himself. But this is a cool idea. He brought the healers over in case a raid came in. He can't help and pick up relics, mind you. I do like this idea because now if you are a Dumu, you can just start spamming Knights. And every time they get injured, you just bring them back home. It's not just your Shinto priests. It's going to be these guys healing you. Speaking of the Shinto, first one's moving over now. They didn't quite see that, but they might be suspicious about the Mountain Samurai. Yeah, they know something's up, so they got eyeballs on again. So Shinto shouldn't really be protected here because the Spearmen didn't come out of the base. They're still sitting at home. Which makes sense. Oh, he didn't body. That's unfortunate. So it makes sense why you keep the spears here. Because if Jean's patrolling the map right now, the last thing you want to do is walk spears out to feed XP. They're the most likely thing that she could gobble up. Whereas if a mounted samurai sees Jean, he can run the other way. Baltin, he's starting to march out now with that blob of spears we talked about. Yeah, I think he's seeing the state of things and the fact that, like, Corvinus doesn't seem to be rushing out from what they can see. So he sees an opportunity because he's not being attacked. Little does he know that Corvinus is ramping up spear production aggressively. Yeah, 14 spearmen already for the Ottomans. That's for these troopers. Has he gone for phalanx tech yet? No, not yet. I'd say you're kind of at the point where it's good, right? 14 spears is quite a lot. It's actually an interesting matchup now that I think about it. You've got phalanx spears for Abbasids, which is increased attack range, so a lot more spears attacking. Whereas Corvinus' Civ is going to have increased attack speed on the spears, right? So less spears attacking, but more damage being done. Alternatively, if you get in a spear-on-spear fight, the melee armor is a huge deal because it takes out 25% of the DPS of the enemy spears. Because you activate melee armor of meta. So some really cool ways to go with that. Isn't the score 2-0? Oh, 1-1. If it was 2-0, this best of 3 would be over. No, game 1 was that epic Baltoon long Dark Age moment. Nice. Let's get away. Telling that the admin wing is OP. I could believe it because I've heard rumors that the camel riders are getting a lot more damage than they're meant to be from tier 3. Like, apparently it's like 30% or something. So instead of being 22.5 or 40%. I think someone said it was 40%. But I haven't had a chance to check it. But yeah, for those who don't know, the recent patch changed the Abbasids Golden Age system. So now you get tier 1 15% gathering, 20% construction. Tier 3 is camel rider damage increased by 15%. Then it's trader gold gen by 20%. The final level gives 10% more damage to all melee. So they updated the tiering in terms of like how many buildings are required to mirror islands. City planning bonus is jacked. Oh yeah, the production rate increase, the health increase from city planning. It's an intriguing one for sure. But the other one that I'm looking forward to is Siege Directive. I think Siege Directive is going to become very powerful. So those don't know, right there, it gives 20% more bonus damage on all of your siege weapons, making your bombards super effective in late game. But also, mangonel play is going to be a big deal. Because to put it another way, that Siege Directive tech that you can get in Castle Age is the same damage buff you would get out of Kurultai. Obviously, you need to be attacking the right thing, but for example, if your opponent has mass archers and you get 2 mangoes, El Delito no risk. Sean trying to hold back an army. How much XP does she need? She needs a little bit of time. She needs to cook for a bit. And look at the switch move. He's going into Onimusha. Smart choice. Snipes out the Knights of Ease. Doesn't do very well against Jean range because she doesn't have a heavy pack. Break it into here. Cool thing about their positioning is they don't need to get in the base right now. They're getting the relics. And although it's multi-TC Abbasids, like you can do things like adding in second TC Japan quite easily. Like, if anything, the way they're playing right now, there is one player gradually that suffers in the game from it, and it's the guy in orange. Because Kilyadi doesn't have a way of inflating work account. He's not French, he's Jean. Meanwhile, this guy has military schools. This guy can go 2TC quite easily and will get relics. All scary things to consider. And then you also have to remember Corvinus' Ottomans gets all those Vizier points, which make a big difference. I'd like to see Sengoku in these games since the rear cannon can affect allies. That's an interesting one. You know what would be like intriguing there is doing English Sengoku. Because you rotate Yari Cavalry with Ryokan and the King. And then the Yari Cavalry control the map while English TC boom. Yeah, seriously, I think Relic should have done more of what made them great. As a person who enjoyed the earliest years of Dawn of War, like Dawn of War 1 games, the best came from team environments with all the crazy synergies between cities. I wish they doubled down on more of that. The problem is, the way they designed certain civs would have made it too broken. Like English attack speed aura would have been too broken. But I'm glad we still get certain complementary elements. They still can't find a way in. It's tricky. Baltin, is he going to get ready to save is what I'm wondering. Because he's at 40 farms now. Like, surely this is the point. Knight Sonamush trying to break on the flank. And a retreat from Corvinus. He's prepping tech. Ooh. And they march out, which is wild considering there's a break on the left side. Wait, they're trying to catch Corvinus. Moves forward. They're going to pull back. They're actually coming. It worked. I thought Dumu would just go in. Doesn't want to take the gamble, though. Corvinus is still in retreat. Problem is, Camel Archers can catch him. They're also worried about Jean level 3 at this point. Inevitably, they're going to feed it. Yeah, she gets another snipe. She's close now. 45 XP away. Mehmed now coming in at the back alongside an extra blacksmiths. More army looking to rally. So Yumi switch up coming in from Dumu, which is 100% correct considering what they're up against, but he needs a lot of them. Could turn into a concave here. Onimusha, Mount Samurai. Start to charge forward. All right, this should be a full counterattack push then, right? Like, their position is great for this. This is one of those embarrassing moments where you've shown everything you have, and your opponent is not impressed. Spears turn around. Yumi going to be faster than you. Never going to get away from them. Baltoon still hasn't started tech up. It's now Castle versus Castle Feudal. Level 3 Jean's going to come through. Jean's champions do get summoned, but not good against Onimusha. They'll get sniped straight away. Knights pull back. Sapai Spears should be taking over from the Ottomans here. Mad Samurai shouldn't be required to carry the front line. This is dangerous for them. Baltoon Spears in support, doing a great job here. Still only Harden, remember. He doesn't have that Castle Age up, but the DPS is good enough. Breaking the front line. The question now, can they break through the back? I mean, Kilyadi, the Knights are good for it. They're vetted. They're going to keep on pushing. Kilyadi benefiting immensely from this. Look at the XP. He gained almost 1,000 from that. Oh my god. And the army size difference. I don't think Sean is balanced in team games. We need to calibrate these numbers differently. It's probably what you're thinking to say here, but I look at it a different way. Yeah, you know, like 60 units died there. But there were 60 units that could have killed John. Then again, she's ranged. Oh my god. What a fight. And now Baltoon says, I've earned Castle Age. Military wing gets queued. Doesn't take long as well. Only 1 minute 40 to get up. Millie wing. Very powerful here. Military boot camp going to come in handy. Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to want more spears. Alternatively, you just go raw archers because your opponents are doing archers. And your archers are better because you get military camp. And then you go in for composite bows, which gives the attack speed. That's scary for both of these sides. But like both of these civs in the north, right? They can't contest that. So got to be aware of the threat of it and have either Mount Samurai's queued or Sipahi. Relic count, how are we looking in the end? 5 relics coming in for Dumu. Does he know about the corner one? He does. He has it scouted out. No relics retrieved by pink. And orange was the same, right? Yeah, because we've got 7 relics, right? So normally you have 5, but when you add 2 more players, it adds a relic each. So the only person who's been picking up relics so far has been Dumu. Second TC also now coming in from him. He's going to need quite a few more farms at this spacing. Wouldn't mind seeing some extra stone gathering. He's actually got 4 in there now. So looking to rush the Shogunate Castle to maximize food income. Baltin also going trade. Yep. I mean, this is... So I think there was the 2v2 tournament from EGC, I think, had a rule about you not being allowed to trade with teammates. That rule isn't in this tournament. In fairness, a while back, they did nerf this. They decreased the amount of gold you got from trading with teammates. Something tells me it wasn't enough to deter it. Happy with that trade. Falcon is creating space nonetheless, and Cultural Wing. It is gonna be a rush into Imperial. So wait, he's going trade and he doesn't even go Administration Wing. I mean, what's his focus here? Public Library is not really that important. Preservation of Knowledge is really nice though. If you're fast imping like this, Preservation of Knowledge is huge. The 20% discount is going to save you 200 resources on every elite tech. Red Palace. Damn, they're so far ahead. These timings are kind of wild. He's going fast age 5. True. You can always go back for it, right? And remember, Culture Wing Preservation Knowledge gives a 20% discount on wings as well. So instead of paying 3,600 resources, he's going to skim off 720 from that. So paying under 3,000 resources. Some saving up to do before we're at that point, though. So let's not jump the gun. But props to Kilyadi, man. The fact he resisted the temptation to do Raw Bloodlines is why they get to do this. So you can tell the communication was, yo, let's play Greek Pomp. We're just going to play Total because they have advantage on map. They'll get relics before us. We can't compete there. But what we can do is be much more greedy. I mean, you saw the hesitation. Dumu and Corvinus just did not want to go into the red space. Not with all those spears weighing. Shogun nicely stacked with the farms now. Second TC is in for Corvinus. What did he do with his Zippo? Advanced Academy, Military Campus, everything standard so far. To get Rollins 2, you have to win Castle? Yeah, but sometimes the trade-off logic is that if you're willing to sacrifice your scale, but it gets your teammate more scale, that can still work, right? Like, we've seen that sometimes people do that, where you overwhelm Castle, so an Abbasid player, for example, can be double greedy and then win you Imperial. But I actually prefer this approach because I don't feel like having an Abbasid player getting Imperial quicker wins you the game, you know? Like, there's certain civs where it could make sense, like maybe Ottomans, I could kind of see that. Getting into the Great Bombards quicker, starting Death Push. But with Abbasids has usually always been a quantity over quality civ, right? Like, the overwhelming economy allows them to body you. Then again, like, this is slept on quite often, isn't it? I think camel archers are still as good as they were. Supply costs 5 more wood. It's nerfed. It's fine. Wasn't it 5 HP less as well, I think? Or 10? They're nerfed. It's fine. But yeah, it's interesting he's building elite camel archers against Ottomans. Because Sipahi, right? Not because of Janissary. Janissary struggle. Because Cam Archers, look at it. They get light gunpowder infantry tag. So they hit you just as hard as you hit them. But the difference is they have double their health. Yeah, this isn't going to be a fair fight. Has he got Incendiary on the way as well? No. Oh, there we go. He just queued it up. Minute and a half and this is over. Cam Archers moving up. I mean, they can fight everything here. They're high base damage. They hit for 14. And then plus. Janissaries. I mean, they'll eventually kill Ghoulems. I'm more worried about the left side here. A dive underneath the Shogunate. But a rocket launcher ain't going to stop a camel. Never thought I'd say that out loud. Moves in for the snipes. Deep as can be. Jean must be rapidly approaching. There we go. Level 4. Jean de Blast in effect. She can stand her ground here. He's got the Valorous Inspiration. Hasn't triggered it just yet. I think they're waiting for the second fight with Corvinus. Which, where is he? Like, come help your teammate. Oh my God. A 2v1. They do have the military count lead. Most of the quality army's been wiped. I mean, I say the quality army, there's still 31 Janissaries, but we talked about Camel Archers being able to win that anyway. Nah, he's just dead. Army fully gone. Jean de Blast is at least going to get hunted on the flank there. Valorous Inspiration was used in the end. Janissary is now showing up. Too little, too late to the party, though, I'm afraid. Damage already done. They move out the other side. They can even snipe some economy on the retreat. Jean is going to leave and live. And now the Cams can just chase. Some more auto being achieved, but wave after wave is going to be approaching behind this, right? It's the economy difference after this that you really look at every time. I can't believe he kept Korv's whole army at bay with, what, 20 Ghoulems max? I mean, sure, he didn't kill them, but kept them away the entire time. I hate JD. What's wrong with JD? Don't you like it when the Shogunate Castle shoots her and loses most of its damage? What's your problem, bro? Like, come on, look, it's only a 60% damage reduction. You know, you're only going to shoot her with this giant, oh my god, 192 damage, and then end up hitting for under 100 damage. I mean, in fairness, she's range on. She's not very tanky. Actually, that's weird. Did Kilyadi forget about Royal Bloodlines? Because Royal Bloodlines just wins the game, no? Oh. She just birthed a cannon. Must be a bit sore. Breaks through the wall, though, and it's going to be a chase. Korv about to lose 10 gold workers. Seagate Castle coming in is a cool idea, but you need time, man. Just spawn a cannon? Dude, like, come on. It makes sense. It's like chicken egg, okay? She's got a little cannon. She's mother hen. She's just pooping a baby. Nothing weird about it. She's just spontaneously birthing a cannon. Maybe. I don't know what's wrong with you, Ezra. This is the 21st century. She can have an advanced degree in mechanics. She could construct a cannon on the spot. Don't you dare. Are you trying to say she can't be the she-boss? Disgusting out of you. What are they teaching you in school these days? And now the castle... Oh, God. We were so busy about the controversial cannon birthing. We haven't highlighted this. The camel archers are back again. He's building Yumi. Oh, this is pain. Seriously, Owner Bugeisha need to lose the light tag. You can't build Bugeisha against this because they take double damage. And spears are too slow. And they take double damage. Like, what do you build as Japan against this? Mangoes? You can build mangoes, but then like they'll go kill your teammate. Oh, Seagate Castle's up. Whoop, whoop. Newly buffed, guys. Increases the defensive damage of all your structures. Woo! And it looks like it's working real well here. It's just gonna get torched. Yeah, Jean de Blast doing 200 plus damage against buildings is pretty good. I think it's fair to say this game looks over. Seagate Castle down. Cam archers have been sniping buildings. Yumi, even if they can kill the camel archers, now lose to Ghoulems. Baltu and Kilyadi, as forewarned, continue to be the threat to watch out for. Boys are cooking. Kilyadi, his recent rise on the 1v1 ladder to the absolute top. Baltun, his long, prestigious knowledge in the team environments. Smushed together, they may be the Nordic god that could even kill Kratos. It's castle as well. And he's got the camel support. That's the smart thing. Ghoulam plus camel archers. It's just like when you do Desert Raider plus Ghoulam for Ibids. Just the other way around. That aura's huge. And wait, he's trying to yoink the relics. Whoa, please click that, please. Oh, thank God. Knights around the back, though. Corvinus is dying. Just nowhere to go or hide anymore. I think they've reached the realization this is never going their way. Let me know what you guys think of these games. Are you finding yourself inspired to find some team games? Do you find yourself inspired to find some teammates to play with? Or are you just still ham hawking 1v1 praying you'll be able to reach Kong? I don't know, man. Time to change the script. Kong ain't gonna come to you in team games. Maybe you can find your way to it with some cheesy... 1v1s rather. Maybe you can find your way to it with some cheesy team game strats. Got my brain and words tonight. All over the place. So Dimmu and Corvinus down to that lower bracket. Not dead. But definitely at risk. And these two making a statement. Can't believe that Kilyadi is so good. I thought May was on top. Is he back on top now? He might be, but Kilyadi had the top spot. Yeah, May took it away. But that's because Kilyadi's been playing more. Like, May has played 26 games, and Kilyadi has played 104 games. This is like when Gully got top 5 because he played 5 games of HRE when they were super broken. It's like, well, it counts, but does it really count? You know, you give him like half a point. Okay. Love that a 40-year-old can absolutely dominate. Hey, that's a 400-year-old to you, actually. Yeah, but it's like, I mean, AoE 4 is not... It's a different skill style. Like, AoE 4... It's like when I described League of Legends compared to Dota 2 sort of thing, right? It's like AoE 4 compared to, like, AoE 2 and, like, StarCraft. You know, one has a lot more onus on, like, APM, etc. APM can help you, but I don't think it's as 100% necessary in Age of Empires 4 as it is in AoE 2 or StarCraft, actually. All right. Need 150 APM in AoE 4? Yeah, and StarCraft's like 300 plus, right? And AoE 2, I'd say you need like 210? 200, 210? I think you can get away with 200, 210, but like you need... It's higher because like the micro style in AoE 2, because the way that range fights work early and mango dodges is very different. StarCraft's an arcade game disguised as an RTS. I don't think that's fair to it. I think StarCraft has a lot of cool skills to it. I don't know. I think I sit in a different category to like traditional AoE 4 fan, like people who just came in AoE 4. Because like I come from like MOBAs and loads of different RTS over the years. I feel like I have a more appreciation for the micro and the spell casting, I guess. Whereas like AoE 4 fans, I think aren't big fans of spell casting, which is a shame. I think when spell casting is done right, it's such a big improvement to like the cores of RTS. But it's like the problem is AoE 4 has this route where they're kind of half doing spell casting, half not. Like they're there with a bunch of different civs, but I don't think it's endemically spread out enough that it's just accepted. If that makes sense. Because you have to remember when the game first came out, you had French with like a built-in chivalry ability, you had English with a built-in aura, right? Spellcasting sounds like AOM, but that's the name people give to ability casting, right? But like if you think about the starting civs compared to some of the newer civs, I'd say there was a lot less spellcasting with the default civs. Some civs in AoE 4 need more APM, but I agree it's generally a little less APM heavy than AoE 2. Definitely. The range fights 100% dictator. Minecraft PvP environment, good old days. You say good old days. Like, it wasn't that long ago. It's just you're very... Like, you just came out of a crib. Mate, you would have been blown away by Red Alert 2, Micro, baby. Whoop, whoop. Very different times. 5 years ago. Sheesh. Last Minecraft tournament? Noob, got to get back at it. Go learn from my boy Feinberg. That reminds me, I need to check in with him later. So I'm thinking what we do now. There is another tournament series. Don't know if I'm going to cast all of it. Yeah, let's go. So up next, we've got B-Cat versus... Actually, there's a B-Cat series, wasn't there? Do you want the live series or do you want like the other series? There are always more series. This is true. Because we have a live series, but we have earlier series with B and Cat. Because we can do B-Cat versus Funkmal Baxter, or we can do B-Cat versus Saskuno. I got a feeling you want the secondary. Haven't seen the past ones. Yeah. Dude, I've only been out here for like 3 hours, and it's actually so hot already. I might underclock my graphics card to get the heat levels down. That's the thing. My graphics card is an absolute beast, but it also uses so much power that it blasts heat. Like, actually, it's not even that hot. You know what it is? I think I need to underclock the CPU. It's the CPU, I think. Because I've got liquid cooling, but obviously, like, if I feel the air at the top compared to the fan air at the back, I guess it's kind of even. A4's biggest problem for general appeal might be that the civs are too diverse. Love it as a viewer, but super difficult to get into as a player. I think that I don't agree with that. I see where you come from, but here's my counter argument. When you're low rank, you just play whatever. Think about all the games you played over the years. Like, they just one trick, right? Like, I've been playing a bunch of Deadlock, and I just like playing Kelvin. And I've got the unfortunate thing where I'm point now where I'm in such high rank lobbies that I know if I start trying to play a new character, I'm going to lose a lot. Because I'm like, I think I'm now in like the top 10% or something, or top 7% maybe approaching. So I'm going like, I can kick their asses Kelvin. I can keep going until I'm like top 2%. Now I've got a choice to make. Most people won't make that choice to diversify. Most people will make the choice to just keep playing the thing they like playing, right? We have people who, despite all the new civs coming out, still to this day only play French and English because it's what they like. So people just have what they like. The bigger problem there is converting people to play new civs because they just like playing what they play. I'd say the bigger issues that are always going to hold AoE4 back now is, like it's been highlighted there, like micro is crap in AoE. It is crap in AoE4 because the engine doesn't allow it to be good, sadly. Said the micro is the problem. Well, I don't like the micro is the problem because the input is the problem, right? Like at the core, like micro, it's not so hard, but the micro is a general statement for what the real problem is. Like there's definitely things that can be improved on like how individual units work. I agree there, but actually, what most of the pros who tried the game were saying is, I don't like the way the input feels, and they are right to feel that way. It is sluggish, and that's just never gonna get changed now, right? At this point, we just are where we are with that. And it will never change, sadly. So I think the new series is coming up in like a minute. Oh, they're in-game. Oh, wait. Are they in-game? I think we need better marketing. That ship has sailed. I've been begging for it for years. I've even been trying to help with it. I mean, dude, think about the stuff we've done over the years. I helped a lot, but there's only so much I can do. Like, you need the support in the right way. So, like, literally what Hero's doing the Creator Cup right now is exactly what this game needed. And it was more applicable to do that than AoE 2, actually. Because AoE 2, because of what we just mentioned about its micro-focus, it's going to appeal to AoE 2 is potentially going to appeal to a narrow audience of, like, content creators. Whereas AoE 4 might be more inviting to casuals, you know? And that's, like... I bluntly said it publicly. I get why I didn't get given the money. It's nothing to do with like things said or whatever. It's just the size of my channel, not big enough. But like I basically pitched for $10,000 to go get a bunch of huge creators to come play in a tournament where they get coached by pro players, and each pro player would be assigned a person to coach, and that would build relations. That would network for all those creators. That would also bring the audiences into the environments, right? Like my channel would probably bring a few hundred people watching the streams. That wasn't the point. The point is that it would bring thousands of people in the directory regularly practicing the tournament. And that was my pitch, $10,000. And I would go get several creators that average over 1,000 viewers each. Basically, I go get a bunch of creators bigger than Beastie, right? Bigger than the biggest consistent creator in AoE 4. And the knock-on effect would have been new copies of the game bought, and some of those people hanging around and watching AoE 4. But like we don't do that. And the problem now is like the way that marketing works is your marketing spend, unless you are trending as a big game, it just all gets tossed into launch. And AoE 4 had an insanely large budget for launch. You guys remember? Like, it was painted everywhere, Times Square, all that stuff. Just like Diablo 4 had this, right? But then, like, your marketing spend becomes scalar in your approach. So, yeah. I don't think we're going to get that now, and it's sad. So, I don't know. I guess at this point, the blunt thing I'll say is I kind of hope Vortex is right, and AoE 5 does get announced in like, a few days. Because that's the way you get a bunch of new people looking at Age of Empires again. It breaks my heart. I think of all the RTSs over the last several years, the only other one that offered the same opportunity for new players to get into it was Battle Aces. Actually, like Storm, I'm gonna say there's the cursed word Stormgate. Stormgate done some things to help new players, but it still would have been too sway. AoE5 coming soon? Probably not. Like if they announce it, it'll probably be 2 years off. But we'll see. I, for one, am happy that Dynasty Warriors 3 finally got announced. Any Dynasty Warriors 3 fans? It's ages away, though. It was meant to launch in, like, April. It got knocked back to October. But, mate, like, come October, I'm done. I'm retiring from AV4 with full-time Dynasty Warriors 3 Kappa. Oh, man. That's going to be so much fun. Dude, that's going to be nostalgia to the maximum. That was the first Dynasty Warriors I played. Okay, I can't watch this game. Let me restart my game quickly and see if that fixes it. You see me as a Salsar fan? 100% wrong, my friend. Try again. You have 2 guesses left of main factions. You can't possibly screw this up. He's going to screw it up. The pressure's on. It's fitty. But it looks bad if he gets it wrong twice. This hesitation. He could have typed so many things by now. All right, should I tell you? Early days? Oh, first it was pretty much Lu Bu. Then I'd say it was Wu. But then I gradually got sick and tired of Sun Quan just being the biggest bitch boy in the world. And I became a Shu guy. Even though Liu Bei is kind of also a little bit. But, like, he hides it by acting gracious, you know? But, like, yeah, Sun Ce for me, Sun Ce is king. Sun Jian into Sun Ce, what an arc. What an arc. Man, we would have been so much better if even Shang Jiang took over. That's what they needed. Guan Yu and Machao legit. Don't forget Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun's my boy. Like, I never, in the early iterations of Dynasty Warriors, I never understood why Zhao Yun was their frontrunner poster boy, but I came to love him more as time went on. Also, I hate that you didn't put Huang Zhong in there. The GOAT. The GOAT! The original GOAT, because everyone else wasn't that old, so he was like the first person. Yeah, no one likes Zhang Fei, though. His beard is just too freaking weird. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I can't observe the live series. Are they on a different server? Are they using test server? Is something stupid happened? Let me check. I'm checking with Carlos to see if he knows what's going on. But yeah, I will say for Wei, Zhang Liao, though, is one of the goats. I never cared for Shushu, Jian Wei, Xiahou Dun. Xiahou Yuan is pretty cool. If you've played the new, if you've not played, by the way, if you've not played the new Dynasty Warriors Origins, and you do play it now, you will come to actually love Guo Jia, who was a character I could not care about at all for every previous edition. Who am I supporting this World Cup? England? There, I said the answer I meant to. Oh, I don't know. I don't really follow football that much. So many other things to watch and do. It's weird, actually, because there's a lot of people that I talk with in esports that are very big traditional sports fans. But for me, after I experienced esports, traditional sports just became very hollow. It just didn't hit the same anymore. I feel like I got out in the good era though, right? I was like into football and a Man U fan, and like the time I was into football was like the golden era, right? You know, Ronaldo there, then Ronaldo leaves, but you still got the likes of Ryan Giggs, you've got Scholes, he's still around, and then of course you got the legend Rooney himself up front, like, you know, goes on, wins multiple titles. It was like the good time. Supporting your own country is a pretty nationalist thing to do. Which civ do you play in the game, Camion? A soccer hooligan. Actually, kind of was. You guys don't even know where this is going. You guys never played the hooligan game? You're a strategy game fan? And you're an RTS fan and you haven't played hooligans? This is actually a game. There's an RTS that is your football fans going around to different countries and beating up the other football fans. This was a game. This was an actual video game that exists. Not even... Has anyone else played this? So this is hooligans. Looks like ass. Oh, this guy's got bad flicker though. Hello? Alright, no, find another video. His is so cursed. But like, you know, you go over to like the Netherlands and beat up the Dutch fans and take their drugs. Stuff like that. Man, the frame rates in old games are so bad. You have like the fat ones, the skinny ones. I think you had Molotov ones and all this kind of stuff. There's police you have to avoid while beating up the other gangs. Old school RTSs, guys. You know what else? Like, I really want a successor to. Did anyone play this? This was a incredible game. I still remember the lines from this to this day. Like, you used to select your guys to be capo, capo. So this was basically like it was like a gangster management game, right? So you'd hire your enforcers or whatever, and then they'd walk around the streets and they'd like do business and they'd whack other gangsters and stuff like that. Someone must have played this, right? You call yourself strategy fans, someone in the chat must have played this. Yeah, and you like basically try and secure blocks to have control of, things like that. Man, I can't even remember exactly how I played this, and I played a lot of it. Because there's a lot of confusing UI pieces. Yeah, it's like it's not an RTS, but it's more like a sim management type game. So kind of like the theme hospital type classifications of things. Hooligans retro game stream during the World Cup. Yeah, it was just like we talk about it. We can't show the World Cup because we haven't got a license, but we're just playing hooligans in the background while talking about it, right? What did I say? Didn't I say there was a game? Why am I just typing Steam? It's got it right here. Did I say there's a game coming up to release soon? One sec. I'm checking. I haven't got an answer from Carlo. I might just raid through to him because I can't seem to join the game. So some weird crap has happened. But I think we were talking like the other day. The next big strategy game, I think legit is. I'm pretty sure it's Dawn of War. There's nothing else before that, right? Oh, sorry, no, Zero Space. Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, Zero Space and then Dawn of War. I think those are the only ones coming, right? There's no others. Kingfish? What's Kingfish? Okay. It's not an RTS or anything though, right? It's more of a... more like a Dwarf Fortressy style game, maybe? Oh, no, I see. It's one of those ones for hybridizations. Eeh. This I want a release date for, though. Holy crap. I can't be alone in my excitement for this. I was ready to not care about this because historically, anytime Total War's tried to add guns in, it has been quite polarizing. But I'm digging the vibe of this. Mainly because the Conquest map. Outside that, yeah, most of these I don't notice. Tabletop Tavern looks kind of intriguing. But it just reminds me of like Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. Economic strategy where top football clubs entrust you with organizing their matches, building the city, manage its structures. Wait, so they've literally got a World Cup city management game coming. I mean, that's okay. There you go, guys. This is what we'll play in the World Cup. And we can get hooligans! What we needed actually exists. Pog? I don't think they fight, though. I'm disappointed. If they don't fight, it's not worth it. But yeah, no other major ones other than that, right? I think of Dawn of War, Zero Space, and Total War Warhammer 40. Total War Warhammer 40k probably has the potential to be the biggest of the three by far. But we'll see. Dawn of War 4. If they slam dunk this launch, I think it will just start to go viral. But if it's a bit clunky and choppy, it'll be a drop in the pond, the RTS pond, and that'll be kind of it, right? Have some fun with it and move on. We'll see. I'm excited for it. But guys, I can't seem to find those lobbies. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to raid through to Kalu. So Kalu is in-game watching them now. I don't understand why I can't see the games. I assume they've got some sort of special server they've had to resort to. So YouTube, you have to check the Twitch directory. But Twitch, I'll raid through. YouTube, thank you for watching. I'm going to end it there. Probably going to be back tomorrow. A little bit of a stack day, but I should have some time in the evening as well. Just kind of, I've got some calls. I'm going to go see my mom, and then I'm also going to go see and deeply judge a university esports degree course because I love doing that. Judging them mainly. But GG's. Thank you, everyone watching. YouTube, goodbye.